A cold voice in my head congratulates the citizens of Blue Star, telling us the pastoral era of curling up on Earth is ending, and that all humans aged 16 to 70 must enter the Doomsday game to survive. The voice tells me death will not bring release, that I have one chance, and that whether I use justice, evil, or tricks, only evolving keeps me alive. It wishes me luck. Cold and trembling, I straighten my back, mind half awake. The room is small, about 10 square meters. No lighting, only dim light through the wooden door's observation window. Dirt floor, simple wooden bed on the left, computer desk on the right. The door ahead with a faint glow underneath. As I sober up, the game's instilled memories flood in, and I cover my head in disbelief. The Doomsday game is real. Over 10 billion people on Blue Star dragged in, each player at least 100 kilometers apart. I had been in class. After the announcement, I fainted and woke in this room in a light orange prison-style outfit. My left wrist carries a black tactical watch. A press of the button brings up a blue light screen. The panel names me Shin Rang, Pan-Cosmic Human, age 18, level 0, with 100 experience to upgrade, Constitution 5 and Spirit 6. It explains each as a composite scaling at 10% per point. Normal adult 5. Attribute point 0, evolution point 0, talent not awakened, skills none, shelter initial cabin, status full of vitality. Doomsday progress reads game calendar June 1st, 8:01, safety countdown, 2 days, 23 hours, 58 minutes. Evaluation and adult. The watch also shows time, alarm, and item scan. A high schooler's body rivals an adult's. No wonder, I think. I open the computer, 20-year-old style, no host, no outlet, blue sky desktop, 3 icons, chat room and exchange, leaderboard shelter. I open the chat and name myself Kang Lang after a wuxia hero I liked as a kid. The regional channel 114-5141 carries a few messages. Pressure Masni begging someone to speak, bald stem man marveling at the powered computer, Hyung Chani threatening to sue whoever locked him in the dark room. Speaking is limited to once every 15 seconds. The leaderboard is blank, opens in 3 days, settles monthly. The cold voice returns to announce the talent awakening phase, telling me 5 talents will be randomly generated based on past experiences and inner desires and tiers. Gray through colorful, that each player chooses one for life. My vision turns to ink. I arrive at a cinema with a huge screen titled The Life of Shin Rang. Scenes rewind from class today back to first place at the end of year, part-time tuition work, school exams, the orphanage, an abandoned infant. The screen freezes on infant me with the buzz of a hard drive, then jumps with a loud crack to a young man run over by a day-end truck, the driver grinning with a thumbs up and telling him it is time to transmigrate. So I am a transmigrator, not a native of Blue Star but from Earth, a young office worker hit by a dirt-hauling truck walking home from overtime. The voice tells me talents are generated and 5 orbs float before me. 1 colorful, 1 purple, 2 blue, 1 green. Desserts last, I start with green. The green orb names itself Born a Workhorse, telling me I cannot cross the class chasm and am destined to society's cornerstone. Granting Constitution +1, Construction Proficiency +50%. My face darkens and I pass. The first blue orb is Longing for Family, summoning 1 green hero tier shelter resident with free gender, appearance, and absolute loyalty. The second blue is Learning Prodigy, Spirit +1, Normal Skill Proficiency, +20% before LV5, and learning-related evolution directions on first evolution point use. The purple is Self-Improvement, Constitution +1, Spirit +2, Calm Mindset, Hunger Speed -20%, Stamina Recovery +20%. Monthly Random Assistance Event. The gap between purple and blue is bigger than I expected. The colorful orb names itself Mod Manager, telling me as a transmigrator high schooler I am missing 1 achievement and that this is a mod manager I once created myself. The effect lets me load all games and mods I have played into the Doomsday game. Mods unlocking by achievement, 1 mod per achievement, appearance rationalized, and notes it as a gift from Earth. I am all too familiar. In my previous life, that game had only 3 mods loaded before I transmigrated. Now I can load every game I touched. Castle Evil Spirit, MC, WH Total Warhammer 1, 2, 3, 7 Days to Die, Stellaris, plus mods that overhauled them. Some games sold core content as DLC, and now that core becomes a mod. I praise Mama Earth in my heart and grasp the orb. It flows and warm as water. The voice tells me talent is selected, and the door can be opened. 3 minutes have passed and colorful light flickers in the talent section. The Mod Manager page appears, the familiar interface from my previous life, except mods are no longer drag and drop, each tied to an achievement, loaded automatically when triggered and uncancelable, some with prerequisites. Even nothing unlocked yet, the future is promising. I click Shelter, name it Star C, no duplicate. The interface shows a cross-section, doors, walls, bed, desk, with a 3-headed mini-me at the computer shaking his head. The wood door panel reads Common, Junk, Extremely Poor Protection, 5 scrap metal to reinforce, or 20 to upgrade to Iron Door. Materials insufficient. Wood wall, thatch roof, and floor are all junk and unupgradable. The screen notes that when all sub-projects upgrade the overall shelter upgrade triggers, the bed not in that category. Shelter upgrades need materials, players need experience. If I die, the shelter is abandoned, but if the shelter is destroyed, I survive with huge losses. I reopen regional channel to see what tiers others got and whether anyone outside has revealed the situation. The channel is bustling. Reply me look my eyes howls, he got 4 whites and a gray and demands a restart. Hung Chanyi still calls it AI fakery. Milky White Shuazi marvels even vegetative people were dragged in. Bald Stem Man hints there is an obvious treasure chest near every entrance with identical contents, and just a random name confirms it. No danger. I grip the doorknob and push. Before I can see outside, the watch vibrates wildly. Opening the door triggered an achievement. I slam it shut. Colorful light flashes in the talent section, then dims and a skill appears in the skill bar. The bracelet tells me I have taken the first step. Achievement started from underfoot. Unlocked module, we are safe from Left 4 Dead. Automatically loaded, granting the skill we are safe. The skill panel reads rule-based, noting skills have no rarity, only proficiency and category. At LV1, I can place hands on a door to designate a cleared enclosed room as a safe house. No redesignation, no monsters spawn inside. The door invincible until destroyed. Daily refresh of a first aid kit, a Glock 17, and 1 basic supply of 9mm ammo. Each safe house over 1,000 meters apart. 1 per day unaccumulated. Upgrades after 3 uses, exclusive to me. I know the game, a classic zombie slayer where each level runs safe house to safe house. LV1 is the cut-down version, but a daily respawn point is enough. My wood house sits at the foot of a small hillside. 20 meters front left, a tree with something sparkling at the base. 100 meters ahead, dilapidated moss-covered houses. Front right, a small lake. After a calm watch, I step out. The sparkle is a wooden box. The chest Bald Stem Man mentioned. Inside, 10 pouches of 200 milliliter bagged water and 5 packs of 100-gram compressed biscuits. 3 days at maintenance. Opening it triggers no talent, probably because contents are fixed. I take it back. At the doorway, an idea hits me. Can I set my own house as a safe house? I place food on the bed, the box beside the table. Return, hands on the door, silently recite the skill. The bracelet confirms activation. A warm current flows from my hands, and the thin wooden door transforms into a solid steel door painted red. Steel barred observation window, steel bolt, steel wrapped frame. Now my only weakness is the door. Even the thatched roof is invincible until the door breaks. I turn around to find the desk overflowing with supplies. A thick red package, a silver black pistol, a base of ammo. The watch scans the package as survival first aid kit. Common item, excellent. From a survival game, curing most zombie-induced illnesses. External injuries and restoring large stamina when used on a person. The pistol scans as Glock G17, normal. An unremarkable semi-automatic using 9mm parabellum with a magazine of 17, and the ammo is 9mm normal, 1 basic unit containing 210 rounds. I sling the kit, load the magazine, pocket the pistol, and head to the abandoned houses. The weather is clear. Far south and north tower mountain ranges. East and west a narrow plain. My shelter in the middle. A short walk shows white concrete beneath the half-meter high grass. An overgrown road. Items inside likely modern. I note the road and continue. The village houses face south, the concrete road extending to their doors. 4 rows over 20 households, mostly bungalows with a few walled courtyards. Silent under sunlight, only rustling leaves. I start with the closest pistol in hand, uncocked. The first iron door is unlocked. A push slams it open, kicking up dust. After dust settles, sunlight reveals rows of paint-peeling iron shelves, empty, old rags and bags embedded in dust. Like boards, a small back vent webbed over. I scan a shelf, the watch identifying it as rusty shelf. Normal, junk, smashable by hammer into 5 scrap metal or moved back whole. I need a hammer and have none. 4 rows would yield 20 units, still far short for roof and walls. In the back rows, a white skeleton appears on the ground. I raise the pistol, the room silent. 2 lifetimes, my first human skeleton. I crouch. No tissue, even cartilage picked clean. Head and ribs at my feet, thigh bone across the shelf. I would have to put it together myself. The thought relaxes me. Within the safety period, it is completely safe. The culprit might appear in 3 days, but not now. Before leaving, I scan the rags and bags, which the watch identifies as rag, normal, junk. Pick them up and the watch standardizes uneven resources, new usage. The next iron door is shut. 2 kicks fail, locked from inside with rusted core. No way in for now. The third is a small courtyard. Gate open, over 200 square meters. 2 side rooms and a main room. Weeds through cracked concrete. More likely valuable, more like long-term living. In the main room, the television scans as normal. An old plasma usable powered with signal. Hammer yielding broken glass. Scrap metal, scrap plastic, screwdriver yielding plastic casing. Glass panel, electronic coils, circuit boards. The worn-out radio is similar with burnt circuits. Wire is intact copper core for connecting or synthesis. Different tools yield different outputs. The layout is familiar. Every Dragon Kingdom region player would recognize it. Glass coffee table, sofa, television, spring couplet traces on the walls. I wonder why the map matches our customs, whether different cultures compete under shared rules later, or this is originally a parallel blue star ruined by some disaster. Too little information. The game told us it does not matter if it is a game, and in the end, there will always be an answer. By 10:52, nearly 3 hours since I woke, without dismantling tools, I can only collect scrap cloth and an intact television from the first room. I walk to the west side room, a former food storage room with wheat, corn, rice, now a paradise for rats and insects, carcasses everywhere. Suppressing disgust, I search. Most gnawed away, but a red plastic bag holds sealed packets of wheat seeds and corn seeds, the soybean and pumpkin seeds chewed through. The rats themselves were poison-coated mummies in the bag, one for one. The wheat scans as preferred wheat seeds common. Carefully cultivated, most have lost vitality. Plant and meat needs to harvest in 120 days. One generation bred. The corn similar except 85 days. The watch vibrates with another module unlock. The bracelet telling me this is my first harvest. Achievement Joy of Farming. Granting module Wooden Hoe from MC plus the item itself and its blueprint. The Wooden Hoe scans as rule-based, epic, cultivating land near water into farmland that shortens crop time, with at least one crop and seeds per maturity, degrading back in 48 hours unplanted. Breaks after 60 cultivations. The blueprint scans as exclusive to me, disappears after use, requires handicraft LV1, costs 4 wood, and after first craft it persists without the blueprint. I wonder where I harvested, whether scavenging seeds counts, and how MC farming unlocked so easily. I feel like I am playing with cheats. The wooden hoe materializes in my hand with a thought, pixelated against reality. I will search the courtyard, then go lakeside. The last side room is the kitchen. Pots, bowls, basins, stainless steel and ceramics surviving long term. Noting resources, I exit, hoe in left hand, to the lakeside. A small river with a central pit, dug by villagers or natural unknown. One swing of the hoe and a 1 square meter patch loses its turf, cultivated into moist farmland, dropping useless foxtail grass seeds 3, or barnyard grass seeds 6. First plot, 1 plot 4 stalks I bury, 8 corn seeds, 2 sprout instantly greedy. Vitality very low. A pack of 400 grains at 1/4 survival means 100 plantable 25 plots for corn. I fill the first plot. The countdown reads 23 hours 59 minutes 20 seconds, 1 day to mature. I raise the hoe like an old farmer, cultivating step by step along the river. Half an hour later, a row of emerald green lines the bank, a sense of security the first module cannot compete with. Under the farming genes in my DNA, no Dragon Kingdom person would not feel satisfied at the sight. From the 400 corn seeds, I plant 26 plots, 104 stalks total. From the 10,000 wheat seeds, I plant 11 plots, 250 per plot, 2,750 total. Wheat matures in 36 hours. A few seeds left over short of a plot. The module's power has only just begun. The watch chimes noon, summer sun overhead. The watch prompts me for water and nutrients. I shoulder the hoe and head home. The wooden hoe has 23 uses left and I plan to trade biscuits for other seeds. I post to the channel offering 100-gram packs of compressed biscuits for crop or fruit seeds. The post stirs immediately. Please be good, claims student status and begs for a pack with 10 packs back in 3 days. Dismissed by name Django Chulshin. Kakot Piora Oo warns me about beggars. Pressure Mosne marvels 3 days of biscuits is little and wonders if I found other food. It's only now I know lying flat is good, admits only junk and rusty scissors this morning. Pineapple Bun good to eat complains his spawn is a snowfield with only trees. How do you know my talent will catch a 3-pound bighead carp, calls it hell mode. Says he has water and could sell to a Gobi desert spawn. Pineapple Bun good to eat laughs at someone worse off. I feel my emotions relax. Humans are social, isolated in this high pressure. Communicating eases nerves. The topic veers to sweet versus savory zongzi. Helpless. I repeat my offer and put biscuits in the trading hall in bidding mode. Crop seeds only. The hall has grass, wood, stones, rotten clothes, plastic bags, no food. I add I will consider better items by private message. Hammer, axe, screwdriver, pliers. Welcome. Cheonjae Manghae asks what I found. Unmarried STEM guy advises trading for other items since gathering tools are within 500 meters and chests can drop crafting table blueprints. He reasons the designers would not strand 10 billion people at dead-end spawns, that the 3 days are adaptation with resources enough for 1 shelter upgrade. Just a random name praises the big shot. He has tools and blueprints already. I am astonished. My speed not as fast as I thought. Private chat vibrates. Cheonjae Manghae offering a pack of 200 watermelon seeds for a biscuit pack. No haggling. Seeds valuable on Blue Star but food valuable now. Fair both ways. I convert the trade and biscuits disappear. Watermelon seeds appear. Scanning is common, high-quality seedless 90-day maturity. 2 or 3 fruits per plant. I eat purified water and biscuits. Simple meal. Plant early, harvest early. I do not plant everything. Each block holds 2 seedlings and I cannot eat too much watermelon when corn matures the same time. 20 seedlings, 40 melons and 20 seeds tomorrow. Back home sweating, I lie down to nap. The afternoon I plan to search room by room for toolbox and crafting blueprint. By 6 I have searched all but 3 locked bungalows. I do not open them immediately. The toolbox and crafting blueprint probably here. The core's rusted. I shoot the lock from 5 meters back to avoid ricochet. Ammo plenty and refreshing tomorrow, treated as practice. After 3 shots, the lock breaks and the door creaks open. Inside, 4 cardboard boxes of high-quality walnut charcoal, a treasure for fires, warmth, filtering. The second lock yields a faintly glowing wooden box dropping the level 1 crafting table blueprint and the new Gia town map. The blueprint scans as rule-based item, common, 10 wood and 5 stone to build the crafting table, persists after first craft. Even if the hoe runs out, I can craft another. The watch vibrates. The bracelet announcing first use of a map has triggered Save the Directionally Challenged. Mod game map automatically loaded, letting me view the map through the watch with real-time location, marks, auto-routing, fog for unexplored, and recording all maps later encountered. Simple and practical. The map shows my spawn in Qingjiang village under New Jia town, 5 kilometers east. Round trip 10 kilometers, 2 hours walking. A provincial road, hardware stores, gas stations, grain and seed stations, repair shops, abundant resources. No transport for a haul. After shelter upgrade, I can set another safe house along the road, since Qingjiang village all sits within 1,000 meters of the shelter. The third lock yields the toolbox. The iron hammer scans as common, gathering and blunt weapon. The iron axe is gathering and long-handled sharp weapon, plus iron pickaxe, pliers, screwdriver. All 5 tools. Back at the shelter, I axe wood and integrate into 10 wood, pick up stone and integrate. Carrying piece by piece in, I select the crafting table location right of the desk, and wood and stone become streams of light, the table forming. The facility scans as level 1 crafting table, common, crafting stone axes, pickaxes, simple flint without blueprints, upgradable only after shelter upgrade. I collapse on the bed, stomach empty, limbs weak. 3 mods today, 2 more heaven-defying than orange talents. Tomorrow's goals are setting a safe house outside the village, harvesting and trading corn and watermelon, gathering enough to upgrade the shelter once. 6 the next morning, sky lightning, I wake. Breakfast purified water and biscuits. Last night I collected rags by moonlight to upgrade the bed once. Shelter rooms refresh at midnight. Today's kit and bullets refreshed. The trading hall has no good items, pistols and kits best sold after safe period. I pocket refreshed resources and yesterday's pistol and head out. Slightly overcast, may rain. Materials must come today. Along the road, only old farmlands. Qingjiang village and New Jia town are in the plains. West higher, east lower. 800 meters east the river merges into another. Then beneath dense forest leaves a small wood house, reveals a corner. A villager's tree-chopping rest house. 5 square meters, dilapidated door, nothing inside. Hands on the door, I designate safe house and the door flashes into steel. Resources on the ground. 3 guns and 600 rounds day. 2. I wonder who has more. Resources packed, lock, return for tomorrow morning collection. On the way back, I check abandoned farmland for surviving plants. I find a tomato seedling with small green fruits. Dig it with roots and soil. Return non-stop. Transplant into cultivated land. Countdown 7 hours, 59 minutes, 50 seconds. 8 hours to mature. On Blue Star, my favorite was tomato and eggs. The rest of the morning is wall and roof materials. 45 scrap metal walls, 15 roof, 20 wood floor. I smash through houses like a demolition team. 2 hours brings the skill gathering. Normal LV1 slightly increases efficiency, continuous upgrades. The watch now organizes roughly smashed metal for integration. 20 scrap metal collected, left on the spot. Resting against a tree by the lake, sweat-soaked, I complain this game consumes stamina without giving experience. No spatial backpack, so poor. The watch chimes noon, corn and watermelon ripe. I had thought corn ripening meant dried cobs, but the game sets it to the freshest stage, sweet even raw. Pulling stalks, peeling cobs, replanting seeds into the same plot. With the MC cheat hoe, I get at least 1 first-generation seed per plant, more seeds than I had. Watermelon ripens the same time, bountiful harvest. Day 2 and I cannot finish the work alone. I wish for a dimensional space mod. Statistics show 124 corn cobs and 46 seedless watermelons at 7 to 10 KDs each. The 7 square meter shelter cannot fit them all with table, bed, and desk. The overflow stored in the first village house. 1 in the afternoon, I eat 2 cobs raw and split a watermelon with the axe, juicy and watery, plus a pack of biscuits, finally full. A bite of watermelon on a summer day is happiness. Storage is impossible long term. Watermelons spoil, corn dries. Trade the surplus for scrap metal and rarer resources. Whether selling melons makes others misjudge my talent does not matter. With combat talent and another with farming, a farmer who cannot consume his harvest will trade. Most will trade, a few might target me. The beginning is when malice is minimal anyway. The watermelon scans as sweet, providing a day of water and large sugar, shelf life 10 days. Both water and sugar, the market will exist. I post finding a watermelon patch and unable to finish. Anyone with good stuff message me. Pineapple bun good to eat, just types question marks. How do you know my talent will catch a 3-pound big head carp asks when restrictions lift. Ego si pal supnita kroon sweet ice cold watermelon. Hyung Chani claims to have been hungry all day, calls himself old chairman of Wanyo Real Estate, asks for one and promises post-exit payment. Namuamita 152, begs dad for one bite. I am speechless at how out of touch they are after 2 days. Perhaps for the rich the sudden loss of power outweighs the apocalypse itself. Private messages even livelier. Half of 20 are freeloaders calling me dad. I block them, after which they see consigned items only. I reply 1 scrap metal player offering 3 scrap metal for 1 watermelon, no limit with attributes attached. He balks calling the melon gold priced. I tell him no one else sells melons, that one replenishes a day of water and half a day of sugar. He agrees. After the exchange he stops, so I list 14 watermelons in the hall at 3 scrap metal each. The melons flow into the computer as light. I fill all scrap from trade into the wall upgrade directly to save space, since resources for upgrades can store in the computer toward progress, but cannot come out. The morning's 20 scrap metal goes in too, plus 10 woodcut. Materials gathered. My skill caps the wood door at the current shelter level. No further upgrade. 6:15, back at the shelter. The wood wall is normal, junk, upgrade 45 scrap metal, the bracelet confirming success. The new iron sheet wall is normal, wood wrapped in iron, slightly stronger, withstands ordinary zombie scratches. The keyword zombies tells me the apocalypse is the zombie crisis from 7 Days to Die or Lonely Fortress Evil Spirit. Yesterday's gnawed bones confirming it. My crisis sense deepens. Ordinary zombies fine, but special infected unknown. The thatch roof upgrades to iron sheet roof. Normal, junk at least waterproof. Strength fine since the door anchors safety. The wooden floor upgrades, solid wood, strong water absorption. The bracelet confirms all subprojects maxed and offers 2 expansion directions, side only for 40 square meters or side and underground for 30. No upward since the roof is not strong enough. I pick side only since strength concentrates in the door, underground unneeded. The shelter floods with white light and expands 5-fold to 50 square meters. A window gifted next to the door, the room instantly spacious. The system offers 1 of 3 free facilities. The solar lighting lamp stores light energy by day for 4 hours of night light, comfort plus 15. The wood-burning stove cooks food and self-cleans with pots and utensils, comfort plus 20. The water purifier filters impurities to ordinary drinking standards but not viruses or bacteria, with a bucket, comfort plus 10. I want all 3 but pick the stove. Since village stoves carry zombie germ risk, the purifier cannot stop viruses, and I sleep straight through nights without lighting. I place it at the entrance, farthest from the bed. The bracelet congratulates me on being the first in this area to upgrade shelter level and gifts a random construction blueprint pack. Opening it grants construction blueprint wood wall, rule-based, 5 wood per 1.5 meter high, half meter wide, 30 centimeter thick defensive structure. Connects to shelter or other wood walls already in buildable options. The shelter info now reads Star C, LV2, steel door at the current limit, iron wall, iron roof. Wooden floor, all upgradable. No attached buildings, facilities, wooden cloth bed, level 1 crafting table, wood-fired stove, no residence, habitability 25, special effects invincible until steel door destroys, daily refresh of kit, Glock 17, and a base ammo unit. Upgrade requires all sub-projects topped, 2 attached buildings, level 2 crafting table, stove, purifier, lighting, storage, all self-made. All goals from last night met today. Tomorrow is the last day, crisis at 8 the day after. The shelter cannot upgrade soon, and I have food, drink, pistol, and medical. The wealthiest here. I need residence, a warehouse, a wood wall in front. Harvest at noon, more safe houses. As soon as the list forms, I no longer feel lost. Possible zombies must be told to the channel for alertness. No one is hostile at this stage, the more who live the better for me. The chat is at its liveliest, refreshing every 10 seconds. I screenshot my shelter walls and post that I discovered this today after upgrading, that zombies are very likely day after tomorrow, with the graphic. Only I upgraded walls at 45 scrap. Others stayed with the doors 20. My screenshot stirs 1,000 waves. Agi Sasson Dulong asks if they are headshot American zombies and frets about wall materials. Kokot Piora 00 asks what zombies even are. Reply me. Look my eyes praises my speed and identifies them as virus-infected humans dangerous in groups. Bald Stem Man tags me, admits the safe period now seems short, urges everyone to upgrade tonight if lit. Collect food and water, minimize wild time after zombies appear. Nangjango Cholshin wonders if they are Shaun of the Dead variety. Hyung Chanya explodes demanding internal security, refusing to believe none of 10,000 are. Chanje Menghe tells him not to get excited and asks how security could save him. Hyung Chanyi accuses Chanje Manghae of being security in hiding. Ago Sisbao Supnita retorts his spawn was Gobi and asks why a listed company chairman's subordinates are not saving him. Please be good begs 10 scrap metal for the door. The channel descends into regret. Cold jokes, anger. I have done what I should. The lives of others are not my responsibility. When poor focus on self-improvement, when prosperous help others. I will protect myself first but help those brave enough to save themselves. Never those who lie down waiting for handouts. A private message arrives with a talent screenshot asking if my talent is logistics or farming, and whether I would join them. Elsewhere, Jiang Qi is in push-up position. After retiring from the military, he recalls the squad leader who smashed his handheld console. He loves apocalypse scavenging games, played every related one, topped a national server for years. As fate would have it, just as he earned 20 million in funds, he woke into a small wood house with drafts. He adapted quickly with secret delight. 30 years of handhelds finally useful. His talent is Super Squad Orange, telling him military service taught him unity as strength, granting spirit +2 and physique +2. A survival squad of up to 4 with shelters auto-migrating near his, equal status no harm, experience +5%, skill proficiency +10%, contribution distribution plus facility apocalypse radio giving 1 piece of nearby intelligence every 10 days correlated with shelter level. The man with him is Ga Hyun, black-rimmed glasses, high hairline, sparse hair, currently Jiang Qi's only teammate, asking how Kang Lang replied. Jiang Qi shakes his head, telling Ga Hyun, I refused. Yesterday, Jiang Qi observed Bald Stem Man, finding him courageous, intelligent, kind, approached, hit it off, and Ga Hyun's promptly moved his shelter near. Ga Hyun's talent 1 level weaker, and he suggested prioritizing Jiang Qi's shelter since intelligence refreshes by level. They had collected together, after door and roof short 5 scrap for walls, 1 step from being preempted by me. Ga Hyun pushes his glasses up, lenses bright, and tells Jiang Qi that yesterday I traded for watermelon seeds, and today I listed 20 melons, calling it 99% maturation, at least orange farming talent or higher. He sighs that even seeing the first 2 items of Jiang Qi's talent I refused. Jiang Qi scratches his head. 2 days of observation set on Bald Stem Man and me. 4-person squad far off. Ga Hyun says they speed up tomorrow. Both shelters need upgrading, and that since there is a leaderboard, the top level 2 shelters will get rewards. I refused team up even with the orange talent because at this stage I am too weak. The mod manager added no attributes, and I did not entrust my life to character. Afterward, I chat since he sincerely revealed talent first and we agree to exchange intelligence and add friends. Next day, 6 in the morning, 26 hours to crisis. I walk past the forest woodhouse to a second village, the map calling it Tulu Village, 2 kilometers from Qingjiang, smaller at a dozen households. The first courtyard at the entrance does not meet enclosed, so I convert the master bedroom instead. After 3 uses, the watch chimes LV2. The skill now refreshes daily. A kit, a Glock 17, an MK25 pistol, and a basic ammo load requires 950 meters separation. 4 uses to LV3. The MK25 takes SIG P22 bullets in the game. Only advantage 2-shot semi-auto. I hope upgrades give sniper rifles and melee weapons since Iron Axe and Hammer are my only melee. Supplies taken, I head back. The channel is quiet, most players gathering or giving up. Upgrading to level 2 crafting table costs 5 scrap metal, accumulated from watermelon sales. The new table scans as level 2, crafting all level 1 plus iron hammers, axes, picks, nails, rods, crowbars, sickles, shovels, hoes, mallets, worn out backpacks, worn out clothes, upgrades manual crafting proficiency, upgradable only after shelter upgrade. Terrifying, it processes scrap into a series of tools. No weapons though, weapon crafting probably needs blueprints. I craft a worn out backpack. Disappointed it has no dimensional space, only larger capacity. My hands pick up tools and operate them complexly. 2 minutes done. I craft a sickle and an iron shovel too. The afternoon plan extends a wood wall in front of the shelter to enclose a courtyard, then shovel divert river water in for farmland, vegetables at my doorstep. Morning passes quickly. The sickle harvests only grains, fruits, seeds, the rest erased. Gathering upgrades to LV2 from slightly to slightly improved. Including yesterday, I have 36 caddies of peeled wheat, 10 tomatoes, 74 watermelons, 247 corn cobs. Another day of harvest. I move everything in, wheat in the backpack in a corner, watermelons and tomatoes on the floor, corn at the entrance to sunbathe. Storage is troublesome. Only wheat stores long-term. The kitchen had an unopened box of iodized salt I noted but could not bring without tools. Today is the last day to bring it before nightfall. I plan corn and wheat porridge, the stove self-lighting as long as fuel is in. 20 minutes later, wheat aroma wafts, the porridge sweet without seasoning, the wheat carrying a milky scent, corn complementing. My first warm meal in 3 days. Not satisfied yet, 3 days without protein. I tell myself fish from the river tomorrow. Roast 1. I open the trading hall to clear food inventory. I cannot eat 40 watermelons and 120 cobs in a day. Keep 20 and 100. Sell the rest at charity prices. 1 per person. Afternoon wall about 20 meters. 10 wood per meter, 250 wood, 1 corn for 3 wood listed at 100, 1 melon for 7 wood listed at 40. AG saw some Dulong shouts that the boss listed melons and corn for wood, and everyone should hurry. Hyen Bucheu wails about missing it. Ego Sispal Supnida rejoices over watermelon on the Gobi. Hyung Chani complains his transaction failed and tags me for another batch, but I blacklisted him. At noon the channel is lively. Wood is unused beyond floors and fuel. Others have excess. My wood quickly piles to 580 units. Half a room. The construction view switches to overhead like a real-time strategy game. A phantom appears at the chosen location, and I hammer it into solid. Materials and blueprints make this simple. After selecting, I divert river water first. I had thought shoveling a 20-meter river to shelter channel a massive undertaking, but one strike yields a half-meter pit with slight fatigue. Simplified again, meaning proficiency, probably construction. 10 minutes digs the channel into the preset courtyard. 2 hours of physical labor in 10, with severe fatigue, the side effect of no rest moderation. My physique is normal adult level, insufficient. Tomorrow's first attribute point goes to physique. The wood wall materialization is jarring, the hammer hitting wood that I can pass through with my hand. 3 minutes per wall, 2 hours for 20 meters. Today everyone is a civil engineer. 2 hours later, a continuous wood wall encloses a circle in front, 1.5 meters high, 30 centimeters thick, firmly embedded. I leave a 1.5 meter exit out front and dig a small base channel between 2 east walls, shaving a section to let water pass through. Next, reclaim grassland into farmland for wheat, corn, watermelon. The 4 hours yield construction common, LV1 slightly increases speed, continuous upgrades, skills now set security door LV2, gathering LV2, construction LV1. The game does not show level caps. The more I practice, the higher efficiency, the more upgrades. Positive feedback. June 3rd, 5 in the afternoon. 15 hours left. I bring back Mark's supplies. 4 boxes of walnut charcoal good for heating, grilling, filtering. A box of nearly 100 iodized salt packets. A quilt whose cotton suits a purifier. 2 stainless steel buckets I almost smashed. 3 plastic bottles for the purifier, plus lighters and scissors. 5:30, 1 hour to dark. The last hour I dedicate to pistol shooting. Pistols and food are my biggest advantages over players still scrounging. I axe out a head and body on a wooden board, stand 15 meters back, body hits count. 6 basic loads, 1,200 rounds enough to squander. I aim, shoot, reload, alternating pistols, accuracy climbing to 5 of 10 on torso. By dusk, I put down the pistol, wrist sore. The bracelet adds pistol shooting, common LV2, slightly increases close range accuracy and wrist grip and endurance, continuous use upgrades. Gathering and construction did not add physical abilities. All combat skills must. Fatigue vanishes. 7, only a sliver of twilight. LV2 consumed 400 rounds, replenished by midnight. Before dinner, I scoop river water into the buckets, cut the bottoms of plastic bottles, layer washed cotton, charcoal, washed gravel. A simple purifier. Late because day 1 had purified water, day 2 watermelons, day 3 the upgrade demand. I pour river water from the bottom through gravel, charcoal, cotton into another bowl. The watch identifies filtered river water with impurities removed, drinkable, recommended to boil. The purifier is recognized, scanning as simple water purifier, common, made of charcoal, gravel, cotton, plastic bottles. Purification average, efficiency extremely low, livability +5. Self-made would need filter replacement every 2 days. Recognized means permanent, only cannot be taken out. After eating, I lie staring at the tin roof under the computer glow. Another fulfilling, exhausting day. Even work study did not demand 12 times the effort. Here efforts are rewarded. On Earth and Blue Star, an invisible hurdle stood at birth, so I always held 3 parts in reserve. Here everyone runs the same track. I will not waste the lead. No matter the objective, I move forward. The path extends. I fall asleep. June 3rd, 5 in the morning. 3 hours before 8. The alarm wakes me. The 4th day, all safe house supplies before 8. The dawn village is unsettlingly quiet. The moon hanging west. I put on the backpack and set off. No 4th safe house today, no room and no time. Out by night, back by dawn. I carry 2 kits by hand, bullets and pistol in the pack. Back before 6. The computer shows 9 Glock 17, 3 MK25, 1,400 rounds, plus kits. A floor full plus higher tier door and wood walls outside. Full security, a gospel for hoarders. If I cannot get through the day after tomorrow, everyone else might as well sleep early. The channel shows most hunkered down, some sleepless from nerves. Pineapple bun good to eat, wonders about snowman zombies with diamond drops. Agu S. Saipalsup Nita asks for 3 days of water not going out. Xianjie Manghe warns hiding at a snail's pace fails, durability eventually breached. Nangjongo Chulshin asks about staying inside at noon. Bald Stem Man warns the game may force zombies to find hiders. I post that initial zombie counts probably scale with location. Desolate safer, cities richer but. Hyung Chan Yi explodes accusing me of cursing him to die since he's the only metropolitan spawn. Pineapple bun good to eat, thanks the expert. Agu siplcupa.ca sees feels more nervous than the college entrance exam. AG Sasam Dulong celebrates level 1 shelter. Bald stem man suggests carrying hammers and axes after the first wave as the only effective weapons. I am pleased the channel shares insights without scheming. The difficulty is high. If they engage in internal strife, few of the 10,000 survive. So far only 2 died in Area 114. 5141. I suspect suicides. June 4th, 7:59. I stand behind the door, gaze on the outside. The countdown drops to 0. The silence breaks with birds and cicadas, like removing headphones after 2 days. The cold voice returns. Safety ended, isolation lifted, area rankings enabled, survival point shop enabled, shelter resident shop enabled, check at the computer. After a cautious minute of silence, I head over. 2 new icons, survival point shop and shelter resident shop. The latter a large spinning wheel which feels like gacha, not direct purchase. Rankings unlocked are area shelter level, personal level, shelter livability, wealth. I top shelter level and wealth. My Star C shelter at 4,020 times higher than the second place Zhongzi Chung shelter. Monthly rewards random subsidiary building blueprint excellent times 3 respectively. Second and third lower with common blueprint and single excellent box. Fourth plus drops to common box with no blueprint, replaced by direct buildings. Personal level is blank since everyone is LV0. Only level ranking rewards to 100th. From random weapon blueprint rare for first, to random melee weapon excellent for 100th, the most competitive future ranking. Livability has Star C barely in top 5 at 30. God King Shelter leading at 50 with unknown method. Monthly rewards shelter resident recruitment vouchers with first place 10 per month. I will strive for first in all 4. Survival points scale based 10 times shelter level times area level rank times wealth rank times livability rank. Mine reading 128 daily. The shop is sparse with monthly refresh. Mostly gray junk, salted 50 points for a small bag taking 5 unranked days. A recruitment voucher at 1,000 points 4 months. Better than nothing for lying flat. The shelter talent shop is the main event. A single roulette with gray vast majority, gray 80%, white 15%, green 4%, blue 0.9%, purple 0.1%, orange legendary unlocking after 100 cumulative draws. 0.1% is low, but better than terrible gacha games at 0.001. Residents are not roulette only. Some buildings come with them and players can shelter natives, though loyalty is uncertain. A loud impact comes from outside the door. The walkers arrived. Through the window I see a dark figure unconsciously hitting the wood wall with his head, while the tin wall beside me carries the sharp scrape of fingertips. The game will not let me hide indefinitely. Before they get close, a putrid smell seeps in like rotten organs fermented for months, suddenly opened. The walker matches every classic image: yellowish ulcerated skin, dull murky eyes, open wounds with maggots wriggling. I cover my mouth. In the distance 7 figures wander aimlessly at the village front. The watch scans the one by the wall as weak walker, virus-infected body fragile as decaying wood but craving fresh flesh. The weakest type. I extend the pistol out the window. The village is 100 meters off. I will lure them in and scan each. I fire and the walker's head bursts like a rotten watermelon, black juice exploding. The gunshot echoes and the village figures pause, turning toward the shelter, lumbering closer. The scratching behind grows frantic. 3 walkers dart out faster than the wanderers but lose target at 20 meters and disperse to bask. The watch vibrates wildly with module unlock. I had expected zombies to unlock one given the games I had played: 7 Days to Die, Left 4 Dead, Resident Evil 1 through 8, Dead Island 3, Prototype, Hellgate London, Dying Light, State of Decay. The bracelet tells me my first walker kill triggered newbie, granted large module trillion zombies as a prerequisite for later unlocks, plus auxiliary building blueprints: stone wall, stone gate, crossbow tower, stone watchtower, barracks, doomsday cabin, hunter's cabin, all exclusive to me. Trillion zombies, the real-time strategy tower defense where you build 2 hours then get wiped in 2.5 minutes. Why only this module unlocked? 7 blueprints free as content, but I had hoped for 2 or 3. The Doomsday cabin scans as rule system rare, 100 wood 50 iron nails, providing 4 worker residents. The hunter's cabin 50 wood 10 iron nails adjacent to forest, 1 daily worker producing 10 meat food storing up to 25. The crossbow tower 200 wood 70 iron nails, 50 stone 10 scrap metal. Autonomous defense with 300-meter range, 15-second reload. Materials suffice for Doomsday cabin and Hunter's cabin. Crossbow tower needs 50 stone. Stone wall and stone gate stand 3 meters, half-meter thick. Wall of size material. Watchtower 15 meters with 100-meter vision but 500 stone 50 wood ridiculous. Barracks differs from the original game, only Rangers at current stage, Soldiers after Shelter upgrade. Rangers are good, in the original Soldiers and Snipers were loud and drew high-level infected. Ranger damage is low but silent, divine for early monster clearing. Barracks cost 300 stone, 200 wood, 100 scrap metal, 50 iron nails. Max 10 units, accumulate later. Crossbow Tower is autonomous defense top priority, needing 70 nails and 50 stone. Nails from scrap metal but no stone, trade or mine, plus surrounding walkers must be cleared. The scratching continues, persistent. The walkers wander 80 meters away. I extend the silver-white pistol and fire. Missing as expected. 3 days with a pistol means hits within 20 meters would be a miracle. The gunshots draw them closer. 3 notably faster, pressure washes over me. A pile of rotting flesh smelling blood and hungry walking toward me. Anyone would fear. 2 lifetimes walkers only in games. False to say I am unafraid. The steel door, thick wood wall, and the silver pistol give me courage. 10 bullets later I hit one in the stomach at 50 meters. The belly splitting with gray organs flowing yet the walker unaffected. The head is the only way. The faster walkers rush within 30 meters. Accuracy on the windowsill improves to 3 of 5. Closer, 2 magazines empty, 2 fallen, 1 remains within 10 meters. I scan it as walker, this corpse has tasted flesh, and walks better only slightly stronger than weak walker. Walking that fast and still ordinary. I shoot it. The remaining 7 approach slowly. I check experience at 93 to level, 7 gained, deducing weak walker 1 point walker 2. Within 30 meters I shoot through, treating misses as practice. After 10 corpses experience reads 14, confirmed. No more emerge from the village entrance. Qingjiang village holds 20 households, so 80 to 90 potential walkers, but I have only 11. Some hide inside not drawn out. I push the door open into morning sunlight. Crops waist high in the yard. The atmosphere gloomier under the same sky, perhaps from overthinking. After confirming safety, I crouch at the first body, head blown off. Brain matter scattered nauseous nearby. I hold my breath and search the pocket, feel a hard object, take out a lighter. Loot exists. The corpse melts into air, automatic cleanup after looting. I wonder if without searching corpses would pile like World Z. I forgot to strip the clothes for rags. Annoyed, I slap the wall. Weak walker loot is wadded paper, cigarette butts, melon seed shells. The lighter was the peak. Walkers carry banknotes, a rusty knife, hold gloves, only knife and lighter worth keeping. The walker behind the house still scratches the tin in an unwilling sound. I roll my eyes. 1 scrap metal makes 5 iron nails. I use all I have for 45, still 7 short. Long crafting yields manual crafting. Common LV1 slightly speeds up. The wooden hoe requires level 1 manual crafting to mass produce. Material wood, plenty available. Once the woodhouse is built, I will give each worker 1. At 10, I message Bald Stem Man. I still need 7 scrap iron and 50 stone for the crossbow tower. Stone scarce here. Village bungalows drop concrete, not stone. Business faster than mining. I offer Bald Stem Man a Glock G17 and 15 rounds for 20 scrap iron and stone. No reply. Likely offline. Same offer to Chonje Manghe, no reply. I message friendly players one by one. Agi Sasam Dulong agrees to trade but tomorrow. Ego Sispal Subnita offers 100 stone since scrap is scarce on Gobi, readily accepted. I post that 15 stone trades for a 30 round ammo box, message anytime. Bald Stem Man replies he is listed in the hall and asks for healing items urgently. Chionje Manghe scratched by a zombie in their 3-person team. Inside Zhangji Cheng's shelter, Ga Hyun watches Zhang Qi pale, sweating, trembling on the ground. Last night, Ga Hyun persuaded Yuk Biryeon, also purple talent, to join. 1 more needed for the full team. After relocation, Yuk Biryeon cried out meeting them, recognizing Zhang Qi as Alice Chan, her favorite streamer. Their shelter sits halfway up a mountain, a county town a kilometer down with abundant resources. Zhang Qi found a common-grade machete there. After safe time ended, they saw the dense horde below and shuddered, plus a horde on the mountainside. They decided to clear near home first. Zhang Qi's physique reached 8 points, so he soloed one-shotting zombies. Ga Hyun and Yuk Biryeon cooperating. Over 20 zombies slain, a short, dark monkey-like figure leapt out and mounted Zhang Qi's neck, scratching his head. He pulled it off and ended it, but the bloody scratches sank Ga Hyun and Yuk Biryeon's hearts. He collapsed, muttering, even 8-point immunity insufficient. Ga Hyun turned to the trading hall. Seeing my message, Ga Hyun's eyes light up. He observes me as I observe others, suspecting either a secret base spawn or red tier talent at least 10 times stronger than Zhang Qi's. Since less than 2 hours after zombies, I trade pistols and bullets. Red may be underestimation, colored tier at least. He seeks help, we add friends, and the listed kit lights his face. Back at the shelter, Yuk Biryeon asks if he found healing. Fearing Zhang Qi might, Ga Hyun waves to interrupt, aims at the groaning Zhang Qi, uses the kit. Color returns. Wounds heal quickly. Zhang Qi opens his eyes, asking if he is not dead. Ga-hyun sighs and tells him he is not but owes someone a big favor to repay himself. A repaid favor I will not refuse. The series of transactions yields 120 stone and 40 scrap metal, more than enough. After processing iron nails, I open the shelter interface. Internal space insufficient, so I place the tower outside the courtyard and surround it with wood wall. Materials bottom out inventory. The phantom appears at the location, and I stroll out hammer in hand, pistol in pocket, and hammer through the open space. Half an hour materializes the tower, 5 meters high with a short surrounding wall, a huge crossbow bent at the top with 2-meter bolts, iron tipped silvery cold. The panel reads Affiliated Shelter Building Crossbow Tower, Common Rare Autonomous Heavy Weapon, Bolt 50 kilograms, Initial Velocity 80 meters per second, 300-meter killing radius, 15-second reload, Only Hostiles, Prioritizing high threat or close range, stops at 50% overall damage or 30% bed damage. Livability plus 50. A 50 kilobolt at over 280 kilometers per hour skins an athlete and tears a zombie apart. Modular, no human operation, no other targets, infinite bolts. The game's own rare grade defensive buildings probably cannot match since the stone wall and wood wall blueprints are common. After setting prioritize close range, the bed draws fully and a bolt shoots east. Distance to next level 85.5 experience. Did it hit a walker outside Xinjiang from 300 meters? 15 seconds later, another west. Experience plus 0.5 plus 1 plus 0.5. 5 minutes constant firing and I do nothing yet. Experience climbs 10. Overjoyed but a walker costing me half. The tower must replenish bolts via experience. I can build Doomsday cabin and Hunter's cabin without worry. They cost 150 wood, 14 scrap metal. Conveniently surplus, I build directly. Doomsday cabin has no location requirement. I place it near the tower to protect workers. Hunter's cabin needs forest. Only the small one across the river. Materials invested, grand construction begins. The Doomsday cabin is a 2-story wooden loft Western style influenced by Trillion zombies. The moment Woodhouse completes, the sealed door pushes open from inside and 4 people walk out. A spry old man, a strong woman in apron, a young man with hunting bow, a burly man with hunting bow, a burly man with iron shovel. Clothes simple and clean. They line up before me, calling me commander in unison. I scan each. The first scans as farmer, normal, resident ranks gray mundane through white normal, green hero, blue elite, purple champion, orange legendary, red mythical, attributes constitution 4 spirit 3, skills planting LV3 gathering LV2, loyalty full as long as food and housing are met and they are not sent to die. Trade a logistical unit from Trillion zombies skilled in planting and transport not combat. Due to mechanics teleports back to cabin in danger. The second cook, similar with cooking LV2. The third hunter, Constitution 5 Spirit 5, hunting LV3, fighting LV1, hunts weaker monsters. The fourth craftsman, Constitution 5 Spirit 4, crafting LV2, construction LV3. Each has strengths, maybe a family. I ask if they have names. The old man tells me they have none and that everything is up to me. Naming every future resident is too troublesome, so I name only the first 4, letting them name future ones. I point at the old man as Lao Su, the cook A Yi, the hunter A Shou, the craftsman A Gong. They respond. I tell Lao Su to name future Doomsday cabin residents, that they handle construction and planting while I focus on military matters. I hand him the MC hoe that shortens crop growth by 99% near water, and tell him to use it. His weathered face fills with shock. He suspects me of joking, and wonders if the world still needs farmers. Loyalty stops his doubts, and he takes the pixelated hoe half believing. I call a Shou and a Gong, cross the bridge to the forest edge. A Gong understands without speaking, raises his hammer, and constructs a small wood house in 10 minutes with LV3. The cabin scans as attached shelter building hunter's cabin. Normal, 1 hunter, 10 meat per 24 hours storage 25, 50% production loss with similar buildings within 20 meters. Stops at 50% damage. Livability plus 20. I tell A Shou he hunts here. The forest sits within the tower's range, and he handles weak walkers and walkers. I feel at ease. The sparse forest somehow produces 10 meat daily. Tigerhead Mountain hunts 1 million caddies monthly. My cabin has a long way. I return to the shelter, observe from overhead 3 new buildings within 100 meters. The shelter changes daily. With 4 residents, I no longer juggle harvesting, planting, cooking, gathering, construction. I can focus on leveling, though the tower's halved experience suggests I could lie flat. The watch chimes another module unlock. A small zombie horde countdown from the east. 9 days, 23 hours. A zombie tide. Just as I thought about lying flat, the game throws this. I open the channel suspecting I am not alone. The channel sits at 9,435 of 10,000. Filled with wails not about the tide. Asymptomatic infected cries zombies have scratched all morning. My girlfriend is a zombie reports a crying girl near his shelter and the 10-day tide is killing him. Dangus H.A. Dorian tags my star C for stealing top habitability. Cheonjae Monghae warns of a short agile mutated zombie that nearly rode his neck. Half-hour death without high immunity. Nanjango Chulshin encountered a 3-meter jumper now guarding his door. Heo gives up. Kakat Piora Oo asks why Hing Chinese avatar is gray. Top secret airport reasons young Chinese city spawn killed him. The channel is gloom and the death toll shocks me. 500 dead in hours, near 6%. Others only had initial tools and had to fight zombies close up. One bite means death without immunity. Some hide watching shelters destroyed without courage to fight. Some cannot solve immediate problems and ignore the tide entirely. Without special talents working themselves to death for level 2 shelter, then food is short. Then the tide arrives. Struggles merely for precarious survival as ordinary people dragged into hell. Fortunately I, ordinary in both lives, share their region. My shelter is on track, lacking only resident production for stonewood scrap. Food and ranged weapons are my surplus. I could spare some to assist, not charity but empathy. The fewer bad people, the less darkness for every kind person added. The watch buzzes with achievement heart knot for pitying others. Unlocking module concentric knot from Tai Chi 8 Desolations, automatically loaded with skill. Heart knot. The skill panel reads rule-based max, freely viewing favorability up to 5 stars. 1 star asks for small property, 2 means active gifts when needed. 3 full trust and disclosure. 4 requests without self-harm. 5 cannot refuse the request, but if it harms vital interest, favorability drops to 0 after. Cannot be duplicated, deleted, or used by others. Each star once per person. Thinking about it unlocks a mod. Cannot refuse sounds like hypnosis, not favorability. I want to find a 5-star to test. A light knock comes from outside the door. Lao Su stands with a plate, telling me lunch is prepared. I open and find boiled corn, several skewers of salt-roasted meat grilled fragrant, tomato soup. The hunter's cabin produces meat every 24 hours, but he tells me the meat is rabbit A, show hunted specially roasted by a Yi. The residents are not rigid, all have initiative. I check his favorability at 3 stars, not maxed, unrelated to loyalty. He glances at me cautiously and tells me the hoe is amazing, plots cultivated sprouted in under a minute. Only the hoe shattered after without a fragment. I explain max 60 uses, come to me for new ones, plant promptly within 48 hours or the effect disappears. At the level 2 crafting table I make him a new one. One more, I tell him. This area was farmland, so look for surviving crops. I sit and eat while planning. Hills and low mountains behind. The map shows no villages, so danger is lower. The rear handles agriculture and residential. The village in front becomes defensive fortifications for the tide. Then push east and west. High mountains 3 to 5 kilometers on both sides serve as natural barriers. North and south push to the mountains. Plan in mind I enjoy lunch. Yi's skills are excellent. The rabbit tender and fragrant with little salt. Crispy outside, juicy inside. The long-lost oil aroma satisfying. 1 in the afternoon. Xinjiang village below the crossbow tower. I sling the kit and tell Aisha we go. The hidden walkers need clearing for safe farming. Channel messages about special infected mean caution. A shout covers my side. Close quarters indoors is most dangerous. I will not rush in. We fire 2 shots at the entrance to draw zombies. The door I left open day before yesterday means the close range noise instantly draws 5 walkers. Their pace quickens on seeing us. A show looks nervous, swallowing and instinctively grabbing his bow. I wave him off. Residents cannot steal experience. I aim at the leader and headshot, then the remaining 3 quickly down. 4.5 evolution points since the tower killed 1 first. House by house is the most dangerous part. Special infected could hide in dark corners. First bungalow, nothing. Second, nothing. Third courtyard, a black shadow lunges from the house at my face. My 6th spirit saves me. I tilt to dodge. The shadow lands as a rat larger than a domestic cat. Dull fur, red gleaming eyes, body riddled with maggots. Hideous. 2 shots, dead. A Xiao's bowstring tautened just as the battle ended. The watch scans zombie rat, virus-infected rat. Deaf and sees only 5 meters in front. Only 1 came out. Rats usually group. Experience credits 3 points for 1 rat. Rats are not drawn by sound and hide in corners to disgust explorers. 1 catch ends the game. The rest is uneventful. Mostly weak walkers. A show lures and I kill. No corner untouched. A shot near the entrance pushes experience past 100. LV1. The upgrade is quiet. No broadcast. I add the attribute point to Constitution, Stamina, and Immunity, most important now. Even Zhang Qi at 8 could not resist a bite. Constitution 5 to 6. A warm current surges and alleviates afternoon fatigue. The panel updates with the new stats. Skills set security door LV2 gathering, LV2 construction. LV2 pistol shooting. LV2 heart not max. Status slightly depleted. Doomsday progress June 4th 320. 2 zombie tide countdown. 9 days 20 hours. Experience to LV2 doubled. Hopefully flat, not multiplicative. 2 hours clears Xinjiang village. I had only scavenged a small portion. Residents will clear it thoroughly later. The watch chimes. Xinjiang village cleared. 500 survival points awarded. Doomsday before the cataclysm instance triggered. After each spawn point and special area cleared, An instance triggers where I play as a member experiencing the disaster moment, completing tasks until the event ends. Participation is optional, 48 hours to prepare. Death deducts 1 attribute point randomly. Success rewards 1 attribute point and allows bringing 1 character out as a resident. At most, 1 shelter resident with me. Countdown 47 hours, 59 minutes. Experiencing a moment of infection as a villager, surviving until the instance ends. Bringing firearms is unclear. Xinjiang had nearly 100 people, no special infected, so at most 100 walkers. I will participate. The rewards spoon-fed. The 48 hours I will build the barracks and recruit 2 rangers. 1 home, 1 mission. Decided, I head back with a show. Lao Tzu's noon harvest of corn and watermelon waits for direct conversion. Along the river he tills new fields while A Yi and A Gong dig a canal. Figures merging with the distant hills and afternoon sun. Tranquility. The world may be broken but people mend it. A show bids me farewell and crosses the bridge to the hunter's cabin since stationing is needed for meat production. Barracks needs 300 stone, 200 wood, 100 scrap metal, 50 iron nails. Materials insufficient. To build within 48 hours I trade with players, both for speed and because food is still scarce for others. I message Igo Si Pal Supnita since he lacks everything except rocks. We added friends that morning, his reply instant. I ask if he has 500 stone. He says I finally sought him out. Nearly 300 stone piled up gathered from boredom. All mine if I want. I ask his price. Water or food? I offer 1 watermelon for 10 stone and corn for 3. He agrees and lists immediately. I am puzzled his vicinity is all rocks, no water or food. I ask directly. His tone carries flattery as he tells me his talent is trade-related. The more resources traded and higher quality, the more he obtains. I ask his personal level. He tells me zombies near his shelter are sluggish by day with no reaction when he walked past, but he dares not go out since outside hits 40 degrees and inside is unbearable. Good talent but unlucky early start. I put all stone directly into barracks progress to save shelter space. The bracelet credits his favorability up by 1 star, current 1 star, from trading. Probably because the resources were most scarce for him. After enough stone I list remaining food on the hall at old prices. 1 melon for 3 scrap or 15 wood. Corn for 1 scrap or 5 wood. Not charity but fair, no one else sells melons. The lifeless channel stirs again with dissatisfaction. Danga Seiche Doryong tags me demanding I share since we are compatriots. Biop Chian Op Noon, Nam accuses me of kindness extortion, calling me heartless. Namu Amita Guaniam Chukbak warns of abyssal hell after death since everyone is trapped and cannot exchange. Dayup Haido, Yusum Eopta, demands more than 1 per person. The bracelet credits favorability decreases for the 3. I almost laugh especially at Danga Seije Doryong who just traded a watermelon and corn for me then immediately curses me. Eating from the bowl then cursing the mother. I reply with 1 word calling them morons and blacklist everyone attacking me. They want free, I make sure they cannot exchange. Danga Seiche Doryong has chosen death. Others stand on my side. Nanjango Chulshin calls them idiots, since the food priced at 10 minutes of work is too lazy for them. Heyo asks why we give to others for free, asking if I am their father. Daichung Iriam asks why they hide while the boss enjoys a leisurely trip and if they play the same game. Over 100 favorability increase notifications follow. Annoyed I disable notifications below 3 stars keeping only decreases. Wood traded enough but 10 scrap metal short. The wood house holds only tomorrow's food and Kit's firearms bullets. I hammer the village for half an hour and craft 50 iron nails. All barracks materials met. I place it diagonally opposite the tower and Doomsday cabin forming a triangle. With A Gong's highest construction skill we work several hours until sunset, marveling at the magnificent 2-story courtyard, 5 rooms per floor, 2 additional small rooms, 2 targets on the wall. The barracks scans as attached shelter building, normal, epic, defensive, recruits 1 combat personnel per 24 hours, only 1 type per barracks, max 10 personnel, stops at 50% damage. The interface offers only ranger to select. The bracelet confirms selection. First personnel recruited. Automatic recruitment after 24 hours. The first does not wait. The leftmost first row door opens and a valiant golden-haired woman walks out. Mask over mouth and nose, with soft blue eyes, gray cloak, compound bow nearly as tall on her back. Majestic. Beneath the cloak, a tall body in leather armor with slender waist and long legs. Like an elf. Beautiful, proud, deadly. She stops before me, bowing her head, greeting me as commander. Her height almost matches mine, slightly looking down. I scan her. The panel reads Ranger, Blue Elite. The most excellent of any recruitable unit is marked Elite, with level +1. Constitution 9+1, Spirit 10+1 from Elite. Reconnaissance LV4 +1 Archery. LV5 +1 Fighting LV4 +1. All +1 from Elite. Loyalty max favorability 2 stars. Description: a trillion zombies ranger mercenary. Biologically modified human immune to the zombie virus. Silent bow user best for clearing without attracting hordes. All skills fixed, cannot acquire others. Becomes veteran after 200 infected kills with all attributes +1 and skills +1. Most rangers straightforward, merciless, hedonistic, indifferent to humanity's future, living day by day. A gold card first draw, I rub my hands like a big fly. Elite means catching a shiny among batch recruitables, equivalent to an epic Sanguosha draw. Veteran rationalized in Doomsday is even more powerful. At max level, her constitution at 11 means strength, vitality, immunity at 1.7 times, adult and willpower focus reaction at twice. She can lift 250 kilograms, smash boards and thin metal with one punch. Not just strength, but all-round endurance, blow resistance, metabolic rate, pain threshold, stress resistance, reflexes. A super soldier. The corners of my mouth curve. I ask her name. Irina, briefly. Her seemingly indifferent expression always feels off in gaze. Shaking my head, I invite her to dinner. The bracelet credits her favorability plus 1 to 3 stars. We walk to the stone table Agong made in the afternoon, where Ayi has prepared corn and wheat soup, tomato stewed rabbit, simple, nutritious, and golden torchlight. Today's progress exceeded expectations. 8 o'clock zombie outbreak through unlocking modules, building, clearing residual zombies, unlocking dungeons, exchanging supplies, setting up barracks. I wonder how long others will take to catch up. More modules mean faster pace. By the time they catch up, I am far ahead. Modules made me suffer. The 5 residents take seats. Lao Su, A Yi, A Shou, A Gong Arena gazes on me waiting for orders. I smile and tell them loudly to eat. After eating, a Shao continues stationed at Hunter's cabin. The other 3 return to Doomsday cabin to rest. Arena patrols with the tower, ensuring night safety. Closing the door, looking at the quiet territory. Today exceeded expectations, but I forgot the safe house skill. The 2 outside village safe houses I did not collect today. New supplies and uses will not refresh tomorrow if uncollected. Looking at the deep night sky, I dispel the idea. Night is the zombies' home. With only torches, I risk ambush by elite ranger too precious to lose. 4 days like a dog, enjoying myself is fine. The ranking shows me topping all 4 with 320 survival points after midnight. Level ranking shows me at LV1 at 3 and Chanje Menghe at LV1 at 6. Only us listed. Not surprising, his orange acceleration plus 2 teammates can outpace me. After his injuries, he probably only recovered enough to level at noon. After chatting, I sleep. Tomorrow I collect firearms and ammo from the Woods safe house in Tulu village, then place new ones further out. Once tonight's new ranger arrives, I enter the dungeon worry-free. Night passes uneventfully. An occasional lost zombie wanders Qingjang and a 2-meter bolt shoots it through. The next day is gloomy with strong morning wind. I put on the worn backpack and tell Agong and Irina the target is at most 2 kilometers from the shelter, after which we go 1 more kilometer for a new safe house before returning. Understand. Agong with 2 backpacks nods. Irina, still in yesterday's attire, demeanor more relaxed than last night's indifference, tells me she understands. Agong only carries, Irina protects him. We leave the village along Road 2 and encounter no zombies until the woods. Sigh of relief, continue. The safe house supplies can wait. Before the village entrance, Irina and I spot walkers loitering from a distance. I motion her to act first. She unbows and draws fully. A faint whisper of air. A walker falls, bringing another behind. The bracelet credits half experience twice. Resident kills give consistent half regardless of elite or ordinary. Same as the tower. Yesterday with A Shao, even without my kills, I gained only half. I will monopolize. I single shot the rotten monsters. After a magazine, only a few remain. Gunshots drawing more from inside with wide mouths. Unhurried reload and continue. Experience tallying 11212. After 3 magazines, no more from the entrance. Dense corpses cover the road. Walker loot bores me. The 3 of us step over and continue. Hidden walkers and houses do not concern us. The goal is a new shelter point further. Beyond Tulo village is a main road with scattered houses. We choose a far one. Irina at the front rounds a corner just as I follow, then quickly retreats, covering my mouth and pulling me back 3 steps. Agong, startled, covers his own mouth. I hold my breath. The 3 of us hide behind the house, quiet. For a minute I am held in her arms, her hand on my mouth, her light hot breath by my ear. I elbow her gently to release. Her hand stays cool. Helpless I remain. 2 minutes she releases with normal eyes, tilting her head, signaling me to look. My slightly strange mood lifts. Something making her this cautious is not simple. I creep to the wall and peek. The asphalt road to the town has cracked into blocks. Weeds through cracks like grassland. Walkers roam sparsely, but a giant walker 20 meters off, as tall as a small house, dominates. Like a small meat mountain, massive trunk, short thick limbs with fingers longer than the limbs, dark metallic sheen. Pale skin, swollen, drown, bloated, yellow-green pustules with black holes, where some burst. Just looking clears my sanity points. The mountain walker faces away, searching in the grass. I scan it as special infected meat mountain, a large walker cultivated by the zombie mother nest, perpetually hungry and in pain, searching for flesh. Skin resists small caliber bullets. Dark sharp claws dismember a person. When in danger, shrieks to attract walkers. The panel warning me it was attracted here by my gunshots. I look at the small pistol, dumbfounded, both relieved and terrified. The meat mountain came for the entrance gunshots, but I cleared them so quickly it lost target on the road. Irina spotted it in time. Otherwise, my Glock and her bow against this would wipe us. Tough, strong calls for backup. I shake my head at Irina, and we silently retreat to the entrance. I ask if she can kill it. She tells me arrows can penetrate skin, but she cannot be sure of a kill. Hard skin reasonably means harder bones. We will not go toward the town. We go upstream. The mother nest is the source of hordes. My shelter has one combatant and one defensive facility, no wall. A horde would wipe me. Develop first. The east leads to Nujia town, west up the mountain. We cross farmland and follow west. Encountered walkers go to Irina. Halved experience is safer. No special infected until the fourth shelter, an abandoned woodhouse by the road. A gong collects supplies. I mark the map. We return uneventfully. Back at the shelter, the rows at the village entrance need defense planning. Abandoned houses serve as buffer. Stone builds a stone wall 10 meters behind the village, 90 meters from the shelter with arrow towers added. The horde, even massive, would reduce sharply before reaching the wall, and pressure lessens. In Trillion Zombies, stone walls have firing holes for shooting behind or platforms behind for output without confrontation. Resources tight again after the plan. Personnel divisions Lao Su planting AE logistics, Usho hunting Agong construction. No resource extractors for the old 3 woodstone scrap. I cannot rely only on trading. Another Doomsday cabin today. The cabin completes and 4 residents emerge. A farmer, a hunter, a lumberjack, a miner. Finally, lumberjacks and miners, stone and wood self-sufficient. The real-time strategy module spared me a day of recruitment wait. I assigned their work, tree cutting, quarrying, hunting. Irina patrolling and tower protecting put me at ease. Morning focuses on shelter upgrade materials. LV2 to LV3 needs 100 cement, 20 scrap, 20 stone. Cement comes from concrete at the crafting table, 1-to-1. Storage and lighting use wooden cabinets and torches, recognized to store 3 times volume and burn permanently consuming wood. The first storage items in the game cannot be taken out. Materials ready. The cement wall scans normal with considerable defense supported by metal. Ordinary zombies cannot harm. Stone floor flat. Cement roof similar. Facilities all present. Affiliated wood wall Doomsday cabin crossbow tower hunter's cabin meeting requirements. All sub-projects topped. Overall upgrade ready. Direction 1 side expansion 60 square meters. Direction 2 second floor 40. Direction 3 underground 40. 40 concrete consumed. I picked direction 2 for open view monitoring and second floor attacks. White light 2 minutes, a staircase in the corner. Reward facilities for LV3. Small wind turbine. Roof mounted wind to electricity, no consumption but low power, high noise, weather dependent with a battery set. Small diesel generator. Diesel consuming, high power, extremely noisy with battery set. Photovoltaic panel. Roof mounted light to electricity, no consumption, no noise but maintenance and weather dependent with battery set. LV3 demands electrical now. I picked the generator since New Jacktown has a gas station. After placing it in the corner, the shelter info reads, Star CLV3, steel door at limit, cement wall, cement roof, stone floor upgradable. Affiliated wood wall Doomsday cabin crossbow tower, hunter's cabin, facilities bed level 2 crafting table stove, simple water purifier wooden cabinet torch, small diesel generator, small battery pack, residence 9, habitability 160, special effects invincible until steel door, daily refresh of kit Glock 17 MK25 and base ammo. Upgrade requirements all topped 4 affiliated types level 3 crafting table, power generation and storage internal circuits, partitioned kitchen bedroom storage bathroom. 3 electrical types all self-made. After LV3 the steel door still cannot upgrade, still sufficient. LV4 needs only 200 refined steel, no longer the 3 resources. Apart from the door I have no refined steel. Source unknown, refined from scrap or by hammer unclear. The bracelet awards me first in area LV3 shelter with a random building blueprint gift pack. Opening to affiliated stone wall. Regular system excellent. Stone to build a 2-meter wall with considerable defense. Compared to the module blueprint, same rarity in stone but 1/3 smaller. Skimmed by the unscrupulous game. I toss it aside. Module buildings only. This game one trades for resources. After LV3 I earn 480 survival points daily. After tonight a recruitment voucher. A little excited, wondering if a rare on first try. At 7 I arrive at the barracks. Irina has waited long. She approaches lightly, asking if her sisters will appear tonight. Her tone always light, but I detect confusion and anticipation. I understand. Her world had a global plague a century ago, infecting trillions into bloodthirsty monsters with only tens of thousands left in corners. Endless monsters versus dying humans. As modified warriors, the Rangers lost interest in revitalizing civilization, their creed mercenary pay and daily living, reflected in the game. Today, Irina, apart from serious about my safety and commands, appears cold and lazy. Those recruited are not the unrestrained Rangers of Trillion Zombies, but possess similar personalities without shared experiences. Her arrival now indicates interest in the upcoming Ranger. I ask how much she remembers of her world. She frowns, thinking, looks directly at me, tells me she has no memories, only that she came from there. that she protects my safety and executes my commands even unto death. Although system instilled, I feel a little touched. I tell her earnestly I will not let her loyalty be wasted. We exchange a look, then avert, waiting inside. The bracelet credits her favorability +1 to 4 stars. Under moonlight, the second first-row door opens and a red-haired woman similarly equipped emerges. Watch vibrates with new module unlock. Her figure matches Irina's, fair firm skin, eyebrows and eyes more alluring than Irina's softness. Tight leather armor accentuating prominent peaks and slender firm waist. She salutes respectfully, introducing herself as Vera, greeting the commander, then glances at Irina. I scan before the module. The panel reads Ranger Vera, Hero, Constitution 9 Spirit 10, Reconnaissance LV4, Archery LV5 Light and Silent LV5 Fighting LV4, Loyalty Max, Favorability 2 stars, description omitted. Consistent with my guess that ordinary attributes are fixed unless elite. Even without Irina's entry, I am happy. Who does not like a beautiful, generous, powerful young lady? I smile, telling her welcome to our team, that it is late and to eat first. After dinner, the new module. The bracelet credits achievement preliminary development for population reaching 10. Unlocked module additional character, Lonely Fortress Evil Spirit automatically loaded. For every 10 residents I recruit one character randomly from the Lonely Fortress Evil Spirit worldview. All characters Wang Yi, Jill Claire, Rebecca Helena, Rosemary, Manuela, Sherry, Alcina and others. My mouth waters. Powerful, charming characters. No Chris Leon, hand-severed war god, or other male characters. But if I recruit Wang Yi, who cares about smelly men? Not their bodies, their combat power really, but not necessarily. Alright, just craving them. After Joy, I am puzzled. Wang Yi, Jill Claire need no introduction. Female protagonists of various Resident Evil verified through crises, not virus carriers. Rose, Sherry, Lady Dimitrescu were G-virus carriers or E-fungus hosts. With infectivity, recruiting them might affect residents. No one answers until I recruit. If 10 residents unlock such a module, what about 100 or 1,000? Siri Yennefer Tifa Aerith or the hardworking 3 Ziegler Emily Song Hana? Since the loader unlocks environment-related and Siri Yennefer are fantasy, I lower expectations. Dismissing thoughts, I open the computer. Bald Stem Man left a message 2 hours ago for 210 more bullets. I list them. The regional channel shows nearly 1,200 dead in 2 days. Terrifying. Bad luck remade day 1, remaining either lucky with few zombies or strong enough to carve through. Tonight, much more normal. June 6th morning in game, I have 1,000 survival points, just enough for a shelter talent recruitment ticket. I open the shelter resident shop. This is the moment of truth. The wheel spins. I chant purple. The pointer stops. The bracelet credits a white common grade resident reported at the shelter entrance. My face darkens at common. Probably did not wash my hands. Fortunately not gray and not hitting the bottom. Barely acceptable. I arrive at the entrance, where a disheveled middle-aged man with a dust-covered face waits. The panel scans Scavenger Old Woo, Constitution 4 Spirit 3, Stealth LV2 carrying LV1 Sharp Weapon LV1, Loyalty Max Favorability 2 stars, an ordinary post-apocalypse scavenger with machete and small backpack. I can dispatch him to explore and each trip brings supplies. A new type. The man before me is robust, but his brows hold fatigue. I hand him the New Jia town map with the 3 safe house locations marked. He only needs to systematically retrieve supplies. He gets to play survival first. Yesterday, Irina and I had cleared zombies along the way, so his actions are safe and sound at this time. After lunch, Irina and I head to the computer, with 3 hours left before the Doomsday before the Cataclysm instance closes. Vera is watching the gathering place, so I can enter with my mind at rest. The desktop icon for Qingjiang Village tells me I may bring 1 item and 1 resident. No more. I try sneaking a pistol, ammunition, and medical supplies into my backpack, but the game refuses and says I am carrying too many items. So I picked the first aid kit, reasoning that with Irina at close range I do not need extra firepower, and my refreshed We Are Safe skill can conjure weapons inside any house I claim. A kit that treats infection and restores stamina matters more than a pistol when an unlucky first second could end me. I sling the kit, take Irina's hand, and click start. The opening text drifts past about colds spreading worldwide until they were not just colds, and I wake cold and shivering on the 1st of June, 20-something in New Jia Town, Qingjiang Village. Irina has been resting her hand on my forehead and withdraws it when I open my eyes. She tells me she has been awake 3 minutes, that the car has already been checked and will not start. We are in casual clothes neither of us put on. She's still wearing her mask, parked on a concrete road, with thick rain clouds piled overhead, and Qingjiang Village hunched in the distance. My watch beeps the mission brief, a flimsy story about travelers caught by a rainstorm with the road washed out behind. Objective 1 is to survive 24 hours for a random attribute point. Failure costs 1. Objective 2 is to protect at least 1 villager to the end. Success allows recruitment to the shelter. Objective 3 is to kill all infected. 200 experience as reward and no penalty. The watch tells me scanning is temporarily disabled. Only the third has no penalty, which tells me the real difficulty is not surviving but shielding the villagers while killing every infected. We climb out to find the road behind blocked by mud and rocks, only forward open. Even Irina's compound bow has been refused, and the terrain is nothing like our actual location, a valley with the only road choked off. Two elderly people walk toward us at the village mouth, ruddy and eager to talk to strangers, and they tell me everything is fine. No fevers, no faintings, no one biting like a rabid dog. I do not buy it and spin a story about a broken car and the looming storm. The warmer of the two offers a room, the surname Jiang like most of the village. An old man Jiang leads us in, chattering about his son, daughter-in-law, and grandson all away in the city while he lives alone. I press him about the flu and lockdowns outside, and he shakes his head, saying the village has good feng shui and they rarely get sick. With scanning dead, I cannot tell infected from healthy by sight. Then he claps his hand and remembers old Lee's dog was bitten by something a couple of days ago, sickened faster than rabies, went mad, and was beaten to death. Irina and I exchange a look. That is the premonition of infection. He puts us up as a young couple in a side room, simple and clean, with a large bed. My watch reads 6 in the evening and we only need to last until 5:30 the next afternoon. While the old man is in the kitchen, I press my hands to the wooden door, and it transforms into steel, and my hanging heart settles. When old man Jiang brings rice and notices the door, I take the bowls and smile and ask if it wasn't this way already, and he nods blankly and wonders aloud if at 80 he has Alzheimer's. Thunder rolls, the sun gone behind clouds, and I ask the old man if he is going visiting anyone tonight. He tells me with affection that it is about to rain, and he does not want to be soaked. I am grateful, both that he is staying in and that with us here he will see this game through. After dinner, Irina asks if she should scout, and I tell her no, the rain is coming. My plan is simple. The villagers are mostly elderly and children with no scanning function, so we wait for the outbreak before looking for survivors. Only one can be taken, no point protecting everyone. The village's fate is sealed. My first thought is to let them all turn and kill them all. Zombie experience plus quest reward. Irina hums in agreement, cool and lazy as ever, and I find myself imagining her one day with a contrasting expression. The rain comes down in sheets, the mist swallowing the village, and under the bulb I load Irina's pistol and hand it to her, knowing her steampunk world background means she has used one before. I tell her, watching the rain, that hiding under a blanket with a phone in heavy rain used to be such a perfect thing, and she tells me from behind that I still can now. I turn and find her sitting sideways on the bed, patting her thighs, a faint blush on her uncovered cheek, and before I have finished hesitating, my body has gone over to lay on her thighs. She massages my temples until the inappropriate detail of the instance setting recedes, and a system prompt tells me Irina's favorability has risen to 5 stars. The maximum. Nothing happened, only a late-night snack offered and accepted. I wipe my lips as though nothing had passed. At 9, the village is asleep, and I wait for old man Jiang to drop off before slipping out to find a fruit knife and an axe. I give the axe to Irina, whose 10 points of physique handle it without effort, and keep the knife by my hand. Then the bulb flickers and dies. A power outage in a storm is normal, but for us it means infected outside could be massing unseen. Every gaming instinct tells me there are screams to the east. I load the pistol and we wake the old man, who is kind and worth saving, and with the gun making my advice persuasive, he locks himself in. The screams and roars come through the rain and the air feels coppery. I apologize silently to anyone dying out there. The risk is too high to save others. With Irina, I drag cabinets and heavy furniture against the main entrance, sealing it. If the door holds tonight, cleanup waits for dawn. I light a candle in the safe room and take first watch, sitting with my back against the steel door, wondering how the virus spreads. If through biting, modern firepower should be enough. If through air or water, why does the outbreak time line up so neatly? An overnight switch from common cold to bloodthirsty zombie, like a Plague Inc. player investing in infectivity first. Then a scratching grates through the wall from outside the main door. The rain has thinned and my expression hardens. The sound right at the door. Zombie or something else. I stay quiet and let it lose interest. The scratching goes on a while, gets no response, and moves off. The night passes. My alarm wakes me to a bright sky, the rain back to drizzle, and Irina reports nothing unusual except the old man, who has been sitting motionless in the living room chair since dawn. She stayed vigilant, ready to shoot at any move, and I tell her she did well, that friendliness must rest on self-protection. We find old man Jiang on the sofa, staring at the wall, hands clamped around his phone. When I speak, he startles awake, holds out his phone showing the last video his son sent from the city, and tells me flatly that he is all alone now, son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren all gone. He does not cry, only strokes the family photo on his wallpaper. I do not know how to console him, so I step out with Irina. Objective 2 is optional. I no longer need an ordinary villager. Objective 3 is the difficult one, 200 experience plus kills enough to push me to level 3. My plan is to clear a small courtyard, make noise at the gate to draw zombies in batches, and divide and conquer. The weather solves the question of attracting them. The rain masks gunshots and ruins zombie senses. East of Old Man Jiang's is the courtyard where Irina heard last night's screams. I take point. She follows close. The yard holds two elderly, already turned, bellies swollen, sharing remains on the ground. They turn at our entry, pale-faced with crimson-clouded eyes, and burst forward at sprint speed, far faster than any walker I have seen. My pupils contract. I fire and put a hole through one head for +4 experience. Irina takes the other. We close the gate. I tell Irina the speed was frightening. The skull on the ground, probably the child these two had been minding before they turned. Infected last night, by morning they can sprint like athletes. I name them running chorus, faster than walkers, because the bodies are fresh. The village is full of them and the odds of any villager surviving are slim. My watch tells me I am 92 experience from level 2. The village of over 100 is a full 400 experience plus a 200 system reward, enough to push me to level 4. We block the door with a cabinet, pile heavy objects on it, and Irina leaps to the rooftop and pulls me up one-handed. There is no cover on the second floor, so she drapes a raincoat over me from a drawer she found. Served like a young master. We stand in the rain watching the door. 3 gunshots draw 3 zombies wandering aimlessly in the rain, blind to us above. I wave Irina off and take the experience myself. 3 shots. 3 falls. With pistol shooting at level 3 and 6 points of physique, my aim is incomparable. New gunshots draw more, and I treat them as experience babies. +4, +4, +4. I laugh aloud. Happiness is simple, and Irina watches me and thinks privately I look more excited than during last night's snack. The system congratulates me on level 2, 1 attribute point 300 experience to the next, asking if it climbs by 100 per level. As always, I drop it into Constitution. A warm current rises, every subfunction nudges up 10%, fatigue eases. We reload and find the courtyard, shooting running quarries until none come. I am 120 from level 3 and pistol shooting has reached level 4, my highest after concentric knot. The final phase is cleanup, the same noise and kill loop Aisho used in Xinjiang village before. Riskier in close range, but Irina's fighting at level 5 covers me. At noon, the rain stops and the sun comes out. A pleasant chime telling me Objective 3 is complete. 200 experience awarded. Level 3 reached. Requiring 425 of 600 for the next. Going to Constitution. So 3 to 4 costs 600. The requirement might be the sum of all previous. Since Objective 3 was done early, 1 and 2 count complete, and settlement begins. Objective 1 rewards a random attribute. My spirit goes from 6 to 7. A cool sensation sweeps my mind and the world's speed seems to slow a hair. Objective 2 requires me to choose a villager, and a flash of white light brings Old Man Jiang before me. He looks at me with a complex expression and tells me he knows everything, that he is just an old man already long dead, too old to keep worrying, not worth a slot. I had not realized a villager could refuse, and after a thought I tell him I respect his decision and thank him for dinner. He calls me a good child, pulls a photo from his pocket, presses it into my hand and tells me his granddaughter is actually fine and this photo will help me find her. Then his figure dissolves into white light. The game informs me the rescued villager voluntarily forfeited his slot, replaced with a shelter resident recruitment voucher, and that I have obtained Zhang Huayu's family photo, allowing direct recruitment of the orange legendary resident Zhang Huayu once the store permits orange draws. Orange legendary, the old man has dropped a surprise. All rewards distributed, exit imminent. When I come to, Irina and I are back at Star Sea Shelter, the watch reading only a moment past entry, the instance on a separate clock. My biggest fear, that the shelter would be hit while inside, did not happen. Over 100 agile running cores would have been hellish for any other player. But the game did not anticipate a cheater who conjures pistols from thin air and brings a resident already past 10 in both attributes. The haul is generous. 1 random attribute, 2 level ups, a recruitment voucher, and the orange legendary recruitment item. The only regret that internal dungeon items cannot leave the dungeon. I drop the voucher into the computer and draw immediately. The system congratulates me on a gray common grade resident. The post-dungeon joy dies on the spot. A gray common, the knife is twisted, but at least an SSR is guaranteed every 10 draws. She is an old woman in gray, assigned cleaner, named Lu Danyang, Constitution 3, Spirit 3, carrying at level 1, Loyalty maxed, Affection 2 stars. The description says she is frail and good only for the simplest labor, dispatched to safe areas to pick up valuables in return. No combat, no gathering, only pickup. I assign her to Lao Su, and since Xinjiang village is not fully cleared, the dirty work falls to her. The shelter at level 3 has unlocked new facility tiers. The level 2 crafting table now wants to be level 3, requiring power, 1 rotor, 1 electronic coil, 1 circuit board, 10 scrap metal, 20 scrap plastic. Rotors, coils, and boards come out of televisions and radios via a screwdriver. Scrap plastic out of hammered plastic casings. After grinding, the level 3 table arrives, normal category excellent grade. Crafting everything the earlier tables could, plus fine steel blocks, steel axes, hammers, picks, rebar, multifunction knives, animal traps, nylon ropes, fishing lines, rods, and clothes, with manual crafting proficiency rising per item. 1 unit of power per hour, upgradable only after the shelter levels again. The table has grown into a 2-meter machine tool with a small display. The manual workbench gone CNC. I check fine steel blocks first. 5 scrap metal and 1 carbon each. The 200 blocks needed for the shelter upgrade requiring 1,000 scrap metal and 200 carbon. 1,000 scrap metal at 50 gathered per day is 20 days. Trading will be faster. For carbon I integrate walnut charcoal, 1 piece yielding 2 units, 4 boxes more than enough. After fine steel, the fishing rod grabs me most. Less for the fish than because crafting it might trigger the MC mod achievement. But the generator has no diesel, so I ask Old Woo to look in Tulo Village, and figure I will also check the trading hall. The first listing that catches my eye is a normal grade blueprint for a wood house. Rule-based, consuming 100 wood and 50 iron nails, housing 2 residents weaker than the Doomsday cabin module reward at the same grade. A module should be overpowered or it is not a module. Still I am tempted. Today's new recruits Old Woo and Aunt Zhao have nowhere to live, and the future Lonely Fortress evil spirit girls cannot sleep on the ground. Though that is not necessarily bad. The seller Fury of Thunder asks for blueprints or weapon schematics. I have an unused stone wall blueprint. I message him and we trade 1 for 1. When the blueprint comes through, he realizes who he is dealing with and exclaims that the number 1 of all 4 rankings is on his trade screen, that fewer than 10 people are even on the level ranking, and I am already at 3. I tell him with a chuckle it is just good luck. Beyond the woodhouse, I find a weapon schematic. Tang horizontal sword. Rule-based, excellent grade, 2 fine steel blocks at a level 3 crafting table, with manual crafting at 3, sharp enough to sever a zombie head with 1 strike, suitable for close combat. Only a level 3 table can make it, and the shelter ranking confirms I am the only one with a level 3 shelter. The seller gorilla lists his terms as a fated person taking it away. Return it after unlocking the recipe. The comment thread is full of disbelief. Just pick a name asking him if he is kidding. Danga say J Doryong demanding it with materials almost ready. I say choose a U, choose a big, writing it off. Rich Life pointing out no one has a level 3 table. I message Gorilla privately telling him I have a level 3 table. He replies instantly, calls me Big Shot, offers the schematic free in exchange for 1 craft back, then admits he cannot upgrade for a while and 3 fine steel for 1 recipe is more than worth it for me. Schematics work like blueprints. Once you craft, once you no longer need the schematic. I agree, the trade entirely in my favor, and tell him my skill is not yet at 3, so he will have to wait. He cheers me on and tells me to go for it. After the trade, I find a 2-liter jug of diesel in another listing. Haggle and finally trade for it. A few clicks wire the level 3 table into the circuit. I set the diesel generator by the window, pour the fuel, and the generator hums to life. The battery climbs grid by grid, and I list excess food on the trading hall. Manual crafting at 1 is not enough for the sword, and I do not know how many fine steel blocks I will grind to reach 3, but it does not matter, just do it. Crafting 1 fine steel block takes 3 minutes, and 2 hours later the battery is at 28 units, and the engine stops. 1 liter of diesel runs an hour and yields 15 units of power, I note while my hands keep working. Handicraft levels up to 2, shaving craft time from 5 minutes to 4, and by the time 30 blocks are stacked, I exhale and call it for the day. Outside, sunlight spills across the wheat fields, and the residents are busy. Lao Su and the new farmers are clearing land along the river, where he found cucumber and pumpkin seedlings in abandoned plots. Irina and Vera patrol the perimeter. I have built 2 new wood houses, and a gong is hammering at 1. Our shelter is flourishing, but as it flourishes, the crises also creep closer. Meat Mountain near at hand, the zombie horde in 7 days, the zombie mother nest behind it all. The new ranger arriving today has the same golden hair as Irina, but neatly tied back. I tell Vera and the new arrival Aster that Irina is the barracks captain from now on. Her orders are mine, and they both acknowledge. I have no management experience, an office worker before, a high schooler now, ordinary at heart. All residents have maxed loyalty and professional matters belong to professionals. After the welcome I leave with Irina, and Aster lags behind to nudge Vera and whisper that the captain and commander seem to have an unusual relationship. Vera brushes her red hair aside, watches my cuff brush Irina's hand, and Irina seem oblivious, and scoffs that for someone acting proper, Irina got here a day earlier. Aster's gossip-loving heart lights up, but Vera tells her to just be a good team member, and Aster falls quiet with shining eyes at the prospect of drama. I notice none of this. After dinner, I return to the shelter, find scrap metal from trades nearly filling the first floor, and grind at the level 3 table. Not until handicraft hits 3 do I stop, deep into night. With handicraft at 3, I can craft Tang horizontal swords on demand, and we have plenty of ranged weapons, but lack close combat ones. 10 minutes later, a Tang horizontal sword sits in my hand, blade long and straight, lines flowing like water, fine forging marks along the edge. I try a swing at 8 points of physique, and it is effortless, the blade cutting a silvery arc with a sharp note. The watch lists it as common category, excellent grade, fine steel longsword 80 centimeters long, and weighing 3 jin, suitable for slashing and thrusting. Killing with it raises the sharp weapon skill. I craft 11 more, hand 1 to Gorilla, and give 10 to the Rangers. Even without acquiring the sharp weapon skill, their fighting foundation will use the swords well. With the recipe unlocked, I list the schematic and a sword to Gorilla specifically, and he snaps both up, having stayed up. He thanks me effusively, calls me Brother Lang, says Big Boss is true to his word, and I just call it a trade, and ask where he got the excellent grade blueprint. He tells me plainly he got lucky with a bronze chest nearby. His came from a cupboard, that another player even showed off a silver chest today. I make a note to have Old Wu and Liu Dan Yang search more carefully. I'm about to sleep when there is a knock, a voice with a hint of charm asking if Commander is not resting. I open to find the red-haired ranger leaning against the wall, the silver buckles on her armor cold in moonlight. I ask Vera if there is an emergency. She steps cat-like close enough that her hair brushes my cheek and softly asks whether I think Irina is capable of being captain. A power struggle, I wonder. Loyalty guarantees the Rangers' devotion to me, but not harmony among themselves. I frown, catch her hand as she places it on my chest, and tell her I arranged Irina to manage because her talent is higher, and if she thinks that is the reason, she is dead wrong. I had decided after seeing Irina's elite entry, but announcing it with only 2 Rangers was pointless. She puts her playful air away, her face taking on sorrow, and asks how I view them. The Rangers carry their original world personalities but lack belonging, like newly hatched chicks yearning to be recognized and valued without being used like tools. As shelter owner, I am the natural target. To be honest, I would be lying to say I do not like these powerful and beautiful women, but I cannot pretend I would not let them die if survival demanded it. I cannot answer that. I can only make sure such a situation does not arise. I release her hand and tell her what I told Irina, that I will not let her loyalty be wasted. Her eyes flicker, her ear tips flush, and she tells me the feeling of being needed is quite good. The system tells me her favorability has risen by 2 stars to 4, and I tell her it is late and we will see each other tomorrow. Smiling, she touches my chest and asks why I'm not inviting her in. Living in the moment without regret is the Ranger's motto. Even cold Irina takes initiative at critical moments. My spirits lift. If she is talking about this, I am no longer sleepy. Earlier was a test. 4 stars probably means teasing, and we have known each other less than a day. Does she think I am some little Chunan who blushes and refuses? I will not stand on ceremony. I step aside and ask her to please come in. She walks in alluringly and closes the door and observation window herself. When she removes her mask, I see a stunning face, a perky nose, delicate red lips, flawless white cheeks. Her fingertips spark a trail along my neck and chest, her black eyes desirous, her long legs wrapping around my waist so my hands embrace her slender waist. Before I quite realize, the fading wind and setting moon, the evening rain and morning clouds, a fleeting spring breeze, leaves falling, a night without words, only pounding. I wake to an empty bed, the scent of her still at my nostrils, a hint of regret. Last night I truly experienced what it means for a woman to be made of water. The sheets need changing. I wash, then find a message from Bald Stem Man thanking me for the first aid kit and offering free information. That after clearing an area, there is a chance the game prompts you to open a dungeon with large rewards, and that almost every player's starting area has one. I tell him I have already cleared mine and ask if he has more. He sends an ellipsis, then follows up that when the small zombie horde hits on day 7, it will disturb surrounding zombies into attacking too, so the surroundings must be cleared in those 7 days. I think immediately of Meat Mountain 3 kilometers down the highway. It has to go within 7 days or it joins the horde. I tell him the information is worth the kit and ask if he has anything on Special Infected. He says he has gathered information from his encounters in the chat channel and will send it for any high-value item. When the file arrives, I am quietly alarmed. More than 20 entries, none of them my Meat Mountain. Juggernaut is fungal armored, blind but acutely sensitive to sound, launches spore bombs at a distance, and 1 player has been holed up since. Which sounds like a woman or child crying, squats in corners luring survivors before brutally eating them. A featherless monkey extremely agile. Abyss worm is a deep-sea virus animal, semi-liquid with strong regeneration and intelligence. Gathering in groups, filling the coastline at night. Tumor has the intelligence and stats of a normal human, distinguished by a cross-shaped red tumor, extremely cruel, even harboring desires toward humans, kill on sight. The catalog is not limited to viral with bacterial, parasitic, radiation, and plant parasite types as well. I rub my forehead, a gathering of heroes in a tiny patch of land. I save it and ask whether he has opened his dungeon. He is not. I warn him that dungeon infected are freshly viral, fully functional, very fast, with sharp vision. He is overjoyed and says they are opening today, and the information is crucial. I throw in a tit that the dungeon clock does not match the game's. Clearing is under 1 second of real time. After the chat, my watch tells me Gahyun's favorability has risen by 1 star to 3. A box weapon, I think Riley. I claim it was unintentional to reveal his real name. I had long since filtered favorability below 3, which means in future regular chats I could send him a message asking whether this is Mr. Gay of Blue Star. Just imagining it amuses me. I walk out into Irina's scrutinizing gaze and greet her. She does not respond, quickly closes the distance, her gaze concerned. She points at my neck and signals me to look in the window glass behind. A few plum blossom-like red spots are reflected there, Vera's marks. I keep my expression unchanged and tell her a mosquito must have bitten me. She hesitates, then tells me seriously that the soundproofing in my room is not very good, and next time it would be best to, and I cut her off with a cough and pull out the Tang horizontal sword, telling her this is what I made last night, that it cuts walkers like melon, and that there is one for each ranger. She takes it, flicks the blade so it hums, and I quietly exhale. I tell her the meat mountain outside Tolo village cannot be left there, that I have heard the day 7 horde drags in nearby zombie groups. My ideas are ready. Have the agile rangers lure Meat Mountain to the village mouth, and let the crossbow tower do the work. A 50-kilogram bolt at 300 kilometers an hour will turn it to minced meat. Build another tower if one is not enough. Or trade for gasoline and burn it. At 1,000-degree heat, even tough skin becomes charcoal unless it is steel. I ask Irina which method has a higher rate, and she tells me they do not conflict, and we should prepare both, and that since Special Infected attracts surrounding zombies when they spot prey, it is best to act when we have 5-1 to attract attention and 4 to clear. I agree. Today is day 7. We build another crossbow tower, and this afternoon we go up the mountain road for gasoline. I will also use We Are Safe today. In 2 days the skill should hit 3, and I am curious which firearms are fresh. An automatic shotgun or sniper rifle would be best. Materials for the second tower are plentiful. I place it about 30 meters from the village, 3 meters in front of the first, marking the future stone wall line. With sturdy fortifications I can level up at ease. In the afternoon, Irina, Vera, Aster the scavenger and I set off. When we meet, the 3 rangers' expressions vary. Irina's eyes are calm. Last night caused no shift in her favorability. Vera's burn at the marks on my neck, as if she wants to bite me like a zombie. Aster has the words eating melon written across her face. Recalling the red-haired figure under tight leather, 18 with 8 points of physique, I exhale and bring my mind back. Beyond gasoline and a new safe house, I have a personal goal, to kill zombies with a knife. Pistol skill has improved since day 1, but close combat has never been trained. And with a Tang horizontal sword and silent kill necessity, when else is better? Even with 3 rangers along, I tell them not to act unless it is a Special Infected. How does one evolve without conflict? At Tulu village, Irina brings back news that Meat Mountain is still on the road. I nod. Let it be smug for 2 more days. Along the way I draw on a weak walker, more terrifying up close, with its rotting face and shriveled arms and stench, but my heart is calm, the first encounter shock long gone. I thrust. The blade pierces eye to brain at 8 points of physique. The zombie falls and I flick the pus off and keep walking. I cut down every walker we meet until I lose count, and sharp weapon reaches level 1, slightly increasing proficiency with all sharp weapons, slightly enhancing reaction speed and physical vitality, slightly increasing weapon strength, leveling up through kills. A universal sharp weapon skill, my axe and dagger proficiency tick up alongside the sword, and at high level a rusty fruit knife could swing like a divine weapon. Flying petals and plucked leaves could injure people, plus the reaction and vitality boost. This skill is great. I wonder whether blunt weapon works the same, and decide to test it tomorrow. Past the last safe house, the asphalt turns to concrete like in Xinjiang village. The terrain rises, houses thin, even walkers grow rare. Irina takes the lead, then me. Every walker we meet fall into my blade. A kilometer farther the map tells me this stretch has never been settled. Only forest, dense leaves blocking the sun. Faint wind whistling. Irina reports softly that there is a courtyard in the forest. Her reconnaissance at 5 letting her see through the canopy. We enter, the interior much like Xinjiang villages, and after confirming the house is sealed, I place my hands on the door and activate the skill. Then Aster's voice calls from a corner of the yard. I walk over and my eyes widen. A tree has grown out of a corpse. A walker has been pinned to the soil by vines, only able to roar unconsciously. Vine tendrils penetrating its body, roots wrapping its torso, thick coils locking the limbs, green moss crawling over everything. I recall the plant parasite entry from this morning. I scan, the watch naming it plant symbiote wailing vine. Juvenile stage, virus combined with climbing plant using flesh and blood as soil. Roots wriggling like living things, corpses entangled by it becoming its nutrients. Beware when it flowers because the seeds will float and be inhaled. Not flowering now, but seeing one cockroach means cracks in the wall are already overflowing. With Meat Mountain to the east and Wailing Vine to the west, what waits to the south and north, my spawn point is ambushed on all sides. I stab the walker's head for one experience. Killing the host alone does not give a Wailing Vine kill, so I chop every connecting vine, sap gushes, leaves curl as if scalded, and a moment later the prompt comes for 5 experience, the highest yield monster yet. My watch vibrates, a new module. I open it and my face lights up. The system congratulates me on triggering the achievement Man in Nature, unlocks the module sprite, automatically loads it and notes related modules prerequisites. A golden yellow miniature sun floats into existence. Cheerful, sprite night elf, hero level, Constitution 0, Spirit 5, Skills Self-Destruct Max, Entangle Trees Max, Hauling at 5, Loyalty Max. The description tells me it is a night elf in spirit form from the Battle of Mount Hyjal, immune to most physical attacks, will self-destruct if cornered, communicates with trees to gather lumber without consuming the tree, hauls as logistics, can garrison autonomous defense buildings to add ice, fire, or poison elemental damage, and cannot transform into buildings for special reasons. What links a wailing vine to nature I cannot figure, but the sprite is a huge surprise. I almost think the game is cleared. This little ball of light is the basic elf unit from one of my previous life's most famous RTS games, able to transform into all elf race buildings, the Tree of Life, Tree of Ages, Ancient of War, Altar of Elders. If I could summon those heroes, the writing would collapse, but the zombies would be nothing. Of course, mine is castrated, no transformation, and I would like the special reason explained sooner rather than later. The rune inlay line in the description was not on the originals, that is the module variant, and I wonder which module it came from. Aster notices the new orb. I raise my hand and the orb falls onto my palm but passes straight through, almost dropping. It floats up and circles me with a wounded expression. Aster coos that it is cute and waves, but the sprite ignores her. Spirit form. Old Wu has finished loading supplies, and although no gasoline turned up, the sprite has more than balanced the trip, so I call return. The group plus one ball of light gathers supplies from the safe houses along the way. The sprite with hauling at 5 lifts everything from 4 safe houses above its head. How a being without a body manages this my brain refuses to consider. Before leaving, I tell Lao Su to arrange a temporary warehouse. Our food, firearms, and ammunition keep piling up. 7 modules unlocked and not one storage related. Even so, the walls are only just up by the time we return. The new warehouse will store guns and ammo. Without oil paper they will rust, but we make do. I bring the sprite to a tree in motion for tree communication. It floats up to the trunk, motionless, and a unit of wood drops with a snap, the tree itself unmarked. Wood out of thin air. My shelter has wood freedom. 5 minutes per piece, 12 per hour. The sprite never resting means 288 units per day, enough to put up a crossbow tower in a single day from one tree. The pity is only one sprite, no other way to recruit more. I take it to the crossbow tower for rune embedding, and it understands, glows brighter, and merges into the tower, which lights up in turn. With a flash of white, the bolt at the top ignites with flame. The watch adds a paragraph telling me a sprite-occupied tower becomes ineffective if the sprite leaves, and I may choose one of 3 attributes for extra damage. Frost adding 50% inherent frost damage, and freeze suited to fast enemies. Burning adding 50% burning damage with ignition over time suited to high defense enemies. Poison adding 100% inherent poison over time suited to enemies immune to both. I swipe and the blazing arrowhead exhales white mist. Swipe again and it turns into a green chilling poisoned arrowhead. Maybe not finding gasoline was not so bad. With the sprite I can still ignite Meat Mountain. The walkers near the shelter have already been cleared, so without targets the autonomous tower does not loose a single bolt, and my desire to see it live is unfulfilled. The sprite floats out, the tower returns to normal, and I warn it that outside is dangerous and it must stay within defense range. With physical immunity I am not worried inside the gathering place, but who knows whether the modules from this Yamaguchi-san game require a sprite to transform, and I only got one. I pat its glowing head, it bounces happily, and I let it go talk to trees. I could cosplay as a capitalist with top hat and monocle. Next I chase the fishing rod. 3 units of scrap plastic, 20 minutes for a 5-meter line, 4 times the time of fine steel. The principle I do not understand. Another 10 minutes for line and scrap metal into a rod. Done. The dark slender rod in my hand, never expecting the table to paint it. I wait. The watch does not vibrate. No trigger. Maybe I have to catch a fish. In my previous life I tried fishing once at a private pond. Paid for nothing, came home empty-handed. If making the rod alone does not trigger it, I will just go fishing. By then it is late. I greet the newly arrived ranger, a capable woman with shoulder-length black hair and an East Asian face. Worth noting, except for her, every recruit unlocked by the module has had a Western face, the trillion zombies setting being steampunk. She has neither Arena's coldness nor Vera's fire, only a serious capable air. After a simple welcome I head back. The rod is ready, but night fishing is not suitable, and the mountains still need exploring tomorrow. I also learned from Arena that once her physique and spirit broke 10, she needed only 1 hour of rest a day to keep full energy, and spirit increase significantly speeds brain fatigue recovery. My primary attribute is still physique. I need virus immunity raised before anything else. Being careful is always right. This player clearly has cheats, but is overly cautious. To date, no one in the regional channel has survived contracting the virus. Most send a final regional message and never log on again. That is the danger of close combat. Even a scratch from a weak walker can kill. Before sleeping, I glance at the level ranking. Nearly 90 people now, meaning that many have killed 100 weak walkers or 50 walkers in 4 days. I am still the only level 3. Second is Danga Sate J Doryong at 2, and Chonjae Monghae has slipped to 3rd. I have a bad impression of Dangasate Dorian, the kind who eats from a bowl and curses after, posturing with lines like you have chosen the path to death. 3,000 kilometers east of my shelter is the Zhangji Chung shelter. Jiang Qi cuts down a monkey-like special infected that snuck in under darkness, the kind that almost rode his neck while he stepped out to relieve himself. Over the past few days, he, Ga Hyun, and Yuk Birion have cleared the mountainside camp several times, yet active night zombies keep ranging near the shelter, and he is endlessly annoyed. The one he just killed is small and lean as a crab-eating macaque with amazing jumping ability and a fondness for landing on people's necks. His first scratch came from this monkey, and his teammates called them Goose Riders. His team now has 4. The last addition is a lucky person born in Aigu Sispal Supnida, with trading as his talent, a shy college student named Bu Li, with Jiang Qi as captain and main damage, Ga Hyun as adjutant and strategist, Yuk Birion as long-range suppression, and Bu Li handling logistics and trading. The 4-person squad is complete. Ga Hyun's idea to send the olive branch to me has paid off. With their camp cleared, the Doomsday dungeon naturally triggered, and Ga Hyun's judgment matches mine. The early difficulty is low. They decided to all enter together since Jiang Qi's talent treats the 4 as a whole. Jiang Qi yawns, tells everyone to rest, and returns to the shelter. 1,000 kilometers southwest of me, in a large urban ruin, sits Dangasate Doryong's God King shelter. Not surface exposed but hidden in an abandoned subway station. Tracks blocked by collapse. Only one exit. He was born in this city, stumbled onto the natural fortress, and used his talent to migrate the shelter into it. Not every spot has the Doomsday dungeon, and by the time he finished clearing, he still did not know his birthplace held that benefit. He sits staring at the level ranking, dissatisfied, wondering why his powerful talent is being out-leveled by some Kang Lang who not only levels faster but holds first in shelter level, habitability, and wealth at once. By every theory of talent strength, even a red could not sweep every category. He suspects cheating, jealousy burning, wishing he could find me and force a confession. There are still 20 days until settlement, he tells himself, and refuses to believe I can stay first. A peaceful night. I have 1,080 survival points. In the morning I exchange a shelter voucher and roll. Gray again, even white is only 15%. Game rewards just are not module rewards. To get real talent, I need the 7th pole guarantee, or Jianghua Yue at 100. 7 vouchers at 540 survival points a day is 13 days, roughly June 22nd. Who would be the first summoned? I hope a few powerful bows. Wang Ai is fine. Jill also good. I do not know where the timeline lands. Before my transmigration, the protagonists were all uncles and aunts in their 50s. After breakfast from the cook, A Yi, I take the rod to the river prepared to battle all morning. A few small fish drift in the water, the largest no bigger than my palm. I crush corn for ground bait and cast. 2 hours later, not a single fish is bitten. I am speechless, wishing I could dive in and hook them myself. It is already 9 and I give up, empty-handed. Today's plan is the stone wall, from north of Qingjiang village to the river on the south side, about 150 meters. The module wall is a cubic column 0.5 meters wide, and excluding the 7-meter gate, the line needs 283 columns, 5 stone each plus the gate, 1,500 stone total. The shelter does not have 500. Not yet necessary to block everything, the cement road first. As long as the wall holds tomorrow against Meat Mountain, the rest is the crossbow tower's job. I call this Qingjiang Village Phase 2. Unlike Phase 1 self-entertainment, this time I drop materials and let Agong work while I mass produce. One hunter's cabin is no longer enough for the meat consumption, so I build a second at the foot of the southern mountain. Building a wall is not a one craftsman job, and the warehouse is still pending, so a Doomsday cabin goes up too. The shelter population passes 23 Doomsday cabins at 4 each. 3 recruited residents, 4 rangers, 1 sprite. No module unlocks at 20. I guess 1 per order of magnitude, the next at 100. At noon on June 8th, the cement road between shelter and Qingjiang village, freshly cleaned, runs straight to a tall stone wall 30 meters from the village. The wall is milky white, hard, 3 meters above ground, and 1 below, immovable against my push. Half a meter thick with a firing port at shoulder height. Only 7 meters built so far. Standing isolated in front of the crossbow tower, easily flanked like France's Maginot Line. Not enough against intelligent creatures, fine against Meat Mountain, hopefully. Uneasy, I ring the crossbow tower with a circle of wall. The tower is 5 meters tall, and the 3-meter wall does not block its sight. Game buildings can be dismantled for half resources. The ring can come down after Meat Mountain falls. The plan: 1 ranger lures Meat Mountain, the other 4 kill walkers, then we duck behind the wall and shoot beside the flame tower. Tower range 300 meters, the village 100 east to west, another 100 east still in range. Whether Meat Mountain survives alternating fire from 2 towers is hard to say. After lunch, the 4 rangers, the scavenger and I, head out to keep exploring. The scavenger's hauling is far below the sprites, but I do not want the sprite at risk. No self-preservation and critical to module unlocks. Irina is only 80 infected from being promoted to veteran, at which all attributes and skill levels rise by 1. The path we cleared yesterday is overrun again. I leave it to Irina. Whenever a ranger's quiver empties, it refills the next day. The The barracks refresh arrows daily. I think to stack leftovers outside the barracks to multiply, but Irina shakes her head and Vera takes over, saying the arrows are recycled, not added. The count fixed. The red-haired woman then rests her chin on my shoulder, her warm breath through fabric brushing my ear, asks Lord Shinrang why I worry about arrows when I could add some sisters for us, with emphasis on sisters. I cough twice and signal Vera that we are out exploring. She agrees in words, but her right hand traces a small circle on my chest. Irina is unconcerned, still walking ahead. Aster covers her mask to peek at Irina, shoulders shaking. The new black-haired ranger frowns at Vera's directness, glances between us, wonders if this is how commander and subordinate interact and if she should be more enthusiastic, then turns her eyes to the distance. 6 of us reach yesterday's safe house and continue deeper. The road is leaf-strewn but visible in the dense forest. Along the way we meet many wailing vine saplings, Irina taking the walker hosts and I cutting the saplings, both giving good experience. 500 meters in, more saplings, none flowering, all cut. Then a large clearing opens and I inhale sharply. In the center stands a giant tree trunk so thick 5 people with arms outstretched could not embrace it, twice as tall as the surrounding trees, nearly 20 meters, with vibrant green leaves. Its aerial roots radiate from the branches like a giant spiderweb, blanketing the clearing and blocking the sky. And like a web it has cocoons, walkers entangled by the tree hanging from the roots, swaying. The trunk is studded with tumor-like protrusions, like the insect galls from my previous life, parasitic insects sealed inside overgrown tissue. This might be called human galls. I glance at the compound bows, then at the tree, and tell everyone to go around. No non-idiot looks at aerial roots that wide and assumes decoration. Marking the tree on the map, I sigh. How can a small Nuja town hold so many monsters? Is this only my misfortune or every player's? Then do other players even have a chance to survive? The tree is beyond me at this stage. Compound bows would only scratch the surface. Fire attack in the open isolation zone could contain spread. Wolves ahead and tigers behind on my doorstep. We loop around at distance. I guess it is the main body of the Wailing Vine. And 1,200 meters past the last safe house we leave the forest and reach a third of the way up the mountain. A few scattered houses and a dilapidated farmhouse inn sign. Seeing a weak walker again, I find its clumsy figure almost endearing after the tree, and let Irina finish it. With that, the 80 infected count is reached, and Irina is officially promoted to veteran. Her panel updates: Ranger Elite Veteran, Constitution 10+1, Spirit 11+1, Reconnaissance, Archery, Light Foot and Fighting each +1. Loyalty maxed, Affection 5 stars, description omitted. She has proven herself on the battlefield. The hair clasp behind her head now carries laurel ornaments, and her cloak gains exquisite patterns. If the previous Irina was an elf walking out of the forest, this one is enveloped in halo. She comes to me, takes my right hand with both of hers, presses it to her cheek and thanks me. I tell her it is nothing, just what I should do, and feel the cool, delicate touch and let go quickly, the ranger's ways of showing gratitude all a bit strange. Vera reports the farmhouse cleared. I place my hands on the door, white light flashes, and the half-destroyed door becomes a reinforced steel security door. We are safe is now level 3, rule-based, allowing me to place both hands on a door and designate a cleared enclosed room as a shelter that cannot be redesignated. No monster spawn inside, an invincible door until destroyed. Daily refresh of 2 first aid kits, 1 Glock 17, 1 MK25 pistol, 2 basic units of 9mm ammunition, and 1 frying pan. Each shelter at least 900 meters from another. 1 set per day, unused attempts not accumulating. Upgrade after 5 uses, not copyable, deletable, or usable by anyone but me. Frying pan. My face darkens. I imagined machetes, daggers, fire axes, never a frying pan. At least it beats the hammer the game first gave me. Tomorrow I will see whether it triggers blunt weapon. Supplies refresh tomorrow, so I call us out. We loop the tree and return uneventful. First thing back I trade. I am still too weak, killing the sapling left me only 200 from level 4. Tomorrow's plan should be a good supply. I build another barracks. Last time the level was insufficient to choose soldiers or snipers. At level 3 surely they are unlocked. Pity, even now I cannot pick the other 2. The Trillion Zombie soldier wears heavy armor and machine guns. True firepower, one would stabilize hordes. Never mind, the ranger ladies are very appealing. I welcome the new rangers, both barracks recruit near simultaneously. Neither has the elite tag. All under Irina. I continue trading, this time for stone. Pity Igos Sispal Supnita was recruited by Chonje Monghai, or stone would be no problem. 2 days off the regional channel, and the count has dropped to 7,539 of 10,000. Only the 5th day. Some of the spammers have already vanished. If my channel attrits this fast, how many have died globally? Second Dimension Daojiang complains the game is unplayable, no food anywhere, relying on the survival point sustenance packages. Legend Witness Bro sermonizes that lives are inherently unequal on Blue Star. talent settles destiny. Just make a name asks whether the walker horde will overrun a tin roof, and Bald Stem Man replies it is likely tied to shelter level. Namuamita 152 marvels at the big shot from the ranking. All Village Widows Fierce asks where Kang Lang has been hiding for 2 days, and Legend Witness Bro answers that he is high talent, sells food daily, enjoys himself in some underground fortress, with no thought for mutual aid. Nangjango Chulshin tells everyone not to argue. I list excess food, blacklist Legend Witness Bro, and close the chat. Time to rest. Suddenly a knock, a graceful figure outside. Vera, I asked tentatively. No answer. Golden hair in the firelight. Arena. I open and she walks in, closes the door and observation window. Familiar scene. I start to say tomorrow we are going to, but my body lightens before I finish. She tells me I treated her to a late night snack earlier and asks if she may check my mouth this time. I pull out the toothbrush and toothpaste I just exchanged, telling her caring for subordinates is an essential function of a commander. I ask her how she knew I used to be a dentist, and tell her to open wide. Her teeth are clean, good teeth. I warn her not to bite. Her tongue is light red and even, body soft, very healthy. After checking, I brush gently, teeth, mouth, tongue, then the throat mucosa smooth and moist, swallowing free. I tell her the toothpaste is edible from the shop. Feel free. She nods, swallows, savors, and tells me it tastes like mint. The night passes without a word, only the sound of brushing. Her laurel hair clasp is truly beautiful. Holding it feels like holding the future. The next morning, 5 days until the small walker tide, June 9th is the day my shelter's entire combat force is dispatched to eliminate Meat Mountain. Per plan, one ranger plays bait. Arena is highest attribute, the best candidate. The remaining rangers and I trail to avoid drawing more walkers. I tell Lao Su to hide everyone in the shelter. Civilians need protection. Arena, Vera, Aster, 3 other rangers and I move out to Tulo Village. I stay around a corner peering at Meat Mountain. Compared to its June 5th position, it has drifted slightly further from the village, about 30 meters. Aside from it, the rest are decay-level weak walkers. High-level monsters wandered into a low-level map. No other special infected. Irina nods at me about to leave and I grab her wrist and hand her a red first aid kit. Kits treat infection and restore stamina. I have stocked them as strategic supplies. None used aside from the one given to Gahyeon. I tell her not to die. She nods, takes it, and turns into the grass. Vera and I and the others climb a rooftop and lie low. Arena crouches and uses silent to close within 8 meters, far enough to retreat once detected. Up close, Meat Mountain is 4 meters tall, lumbering like an African elephant, skin gray-green and greasy and covered in pustules unlike decayed walkers. She raises her bow and at 11 points of physique draws to a full moon. The arrow plunges into the short, thick neck, only halfway in before stopping, the bone too dense to break. She had anticipated this. She steps from the grass, fires another. Meat Mountain feels both shafts pierce, spots fresh flesh, raises dark claws, and roars at the sky. 30 meters away, I hear the shriek and know the chase has begun. With the roar, the surrounding aimless walkers, as if a switch flipped, throw their decayed throats into similar cries, the sound rising and spreading. Each walker who hears returns a cry, the air almost boiling. I become alert. I had underestimated the special infected. The shriek is an informational signal. Meat Mountain charges, covering most of the 8-meter gap in a second, fast as a normal sprinter, and Irina shows no fear, leaping back gracefully. It is fast, but she is faster. Its grotesque head twists in frustration, muttering meaningless noises, relentlessly pursuing. The ranger ahead, the corpse behind. Occasionally she stops to make sure it does not lose target. One person, one corpse charging toward Qingjiang village. Only after they pass the middle of Tulo village do we appear from the second floor. As for Arena, as long as she protects herself, the crossbow tower will not let Meat Mountain stand. Before setting out, I had the sprite inhabit the tower and switch to Enchanted Flame. Let this raging fire burn away all evil. By now, Meat Mountain has left, but the walker roaring intensifies, merging into one massive sound. The black-haired Ranger Mo points down the road, a dense mass of dark figures emerging at the end. The roars have attracted the walkers near Niujia town. My original plan had Meat Mountain pulling from at most 200 or 300 meters. Manageable. Now its shriek has agitated everything within 2 kilometers at least, over 500 walkers gathered. I scan a constantly roaring weak walker, and find its entry has changed. Enraged weak walker. The description telling me I need to be careful. Under the influence of a higher-level walker, its decaying, fragile body has regained agility and speed, will rush quickly when it spots me, and will exit the enraged state if no hostile creatures appear within 2 hours. Faster, more flexible, essentially a running corpse. A single shriek from Meat Mountain restores a nearly decayed walker to first infection ability. Walkers not only have hierarchy but group buffs. I gesture to Vera, she draws full and targets the enraged weak walker. Experience +1. Enraged value is twice normal. I curl my lip. Over 500 walkers. Even all weak walkers, that is, at least 1,000 experience. If we wipe them all, I reach level 5 today. Meat Mountain's hateful face suddenly looks a little goofy. I look back, every eye burning at me as if pleading for the order. Facing the tide, they are fearless, loyalty bone-etched. I take the frying pan at my waist and nod. I prepared plenty. More than 10 first aid kits on the second floor plus the ranger's silent skill. Over 500 can be handled in batches. The rangers on the second floor draw and loose. Each arrow guaranteed to drop a zombie. With light and silent, the falling zombies have no idea who hit them. I stand at the courtyard gate with the pan, sword on the ground, headshotting any zombie passing the gate that tries to chase Arena. The nearby count drops fast. Vera warns special infected are in the horde. I leap up to look, the horde 500 meters away and almost upon us. Crowded and surging with speed their rotting frames should not afford. Several figures stand out. One tall zombie about 3 meters, extremely thin and long, not meat mountain corpulent, and a shadow bouncing in and out of the crowd like a bouncer. Too visible, maybe more hidden. I tell the rangers to prioritize special infected. Today's goal is that not one passes through Tulo village. 6 against 500, the advantage is mine. The rangers disperse to shadows, killing silently. My job is to defend downstairs and intercept zombies wandering to the far side. The horde surges into Tulo village, raising a sky of dust, and without Meat Mountain to guide them, they drift aimlessly. Arrows fall and zombies fall, and my experience climbs. The bouncer jumps restlessly without spotting any ranger. I lie in wait in the courtyard, slight sound at every passing zombie to lure it in, then cut it down. The frying pan is used when zombies are sparse to keep the head knocking quiet. The system tells me I have hit level 4 with 1 attribute point and 1000 experience to the next. Constitution as always. Fatigue vanishes. My stats now Constitution 9, Spirit 7. Finally on par with the Rangers. I have been ridden like a horse. Next time I ride the horse. Vera has been promoted to Veteran. All attributes +1. And skill levels +1. I am speechless and my blade strikes harder. A malevolent gurgling rises behind me. I turn and find a zombie on all fours. Legs bent, clinging to the wall, staring greedily, 2 pure black eyes filling most of its face with craving. The bouncer from the horde, no entry from Gahyun's catalog matches. Since it stares without moving, I scan. Special infected bouncer, evolved post-virus. In life filled with jealousy toward happy people, toys with prey before killing. Most die not from gnawing but from torment. Jumping specialized with lethal hind leg kicks, headbutt damages, tongue long enough to entangle to suffocation. Eyes extremely sensitive to living things. Beware, it is watching me. A gray patterned cloak flashes past the corner. Vera. Since it stares at me, it has not seen her behind it. My heart settles. I signal Vera not to interfere, raise the sword and make a provocative gesture. It seems to understand, gurgles, and its tongue shoots out so fast I cannot see, slamming my abdomen and pinning me to the wall. I cough, endure, stand back up and check my shirt. Only red and swollen, skin unbroken. Vera cannot hold back, her arrow drawn taut, waiting only for my word. I warn her with my eyes not to move, then provoke again, sensing the malice toward life in those pitch-black eyes. The bouncer enrages, pushes off the wall, and charges with its head. Good opportunity. Compared to the coiled tongue waiting to strike, the jumping headbutt is easy to dodge, and as it dives I counter with a backhand strike at its neck. Cut in two. The head with wide black eyes crashes into the wall, dark blood splattering, the body falling. Experience +30. It worked, single-handedly killed a special infected. My abdomen aches, but I cannot help laughing. The watch vibrates. A new module. As I move to open it, Vera reaches me with a reproaching expression and asks how I could be so reckless, telling me to leave the fighting to them, then comes close and caresses my struck abdomen, red hair falling, and asks softly whether I need her to take me back. It is the first time I have seen her scold. I know in their hearts their purpose is to protect me to the death. I accept their intent but cannot stand always being kept behind. After yesterday's regional count, the game did not pull me in to eat and sightsee. Hiding behind the Rangers I never grow. Of course I am no fool. I had waited for Vera to be in position before provoking. I tell her so plainly. She hums in dissatisfaction, leans her lips to my ear, breath like orchids, and asks whether I am unwilling for her to be on top. Tonight, how about I take the lead? Do not be so reckless. I stiffen slightly in respect, by which I mean my fists harden. To coax me like a child, tonight she will see how many eyes the King of Horses has. I open the talent prompt. First kill of a special infected achievement. Veteran's Legacy triggered. Unlocked module training dummy from Kenshi. Automatically loaded. Item obtained, training dummy blueprint. Kenshi, I remember it. An indie I played with no protagonist, and extreme freedom. From mind slave to one-armed bandit to king of the world. Also a farming and development gameplay where players grew from a woodhouse to a fortress. I hold out a palm and the blueprint materializes. Training dummy blueprint, rule-based, rare grade. A cheat training dummy from the creative workshop. Unlock the recipe at a level 2 table, then consume 20 scrap metal, 1 wood, and handcrafting it 2. Placeable on any flat area. Select an existing skill as training target. That skill can be trained to level 5. When retrieved, the target is retained. Only the player can craft in place. Only 1 dummy per skill. Other module skills cannot be set. Training personnel are not restricted. A cheat dummy from the workshop. Putting aside the unknown source sprite and the suspected adult game Concentric Knot. This module is the only one I played in my previous life, a genuine mod. The other 6 feel more like transplanted game mechanics. The function is as powerful as ever. To level handcrafting, I had to keep crafting. To level pistol shooting, I had to burn bullets. But now simply set the target skill and practice without materials or zombies. And it ticks up. Not only me, but the residents can use it. And skills I have, they later have too. After learning all my skills, even an ordinary individual could carry level 5 skills. Not being able to target other module skills is reasonable. I put away the blueprint. While checking attributes, Vera has cleared all the zombies the bouncer's roar attracted. Standing guard. I shake the black blood off and leap to the second floor. The other rangers are silently clearing. The constant experience climb fills my ears, the level 4 bar already halfway. Active zombies in front of Tulo village are less than half what they were, and another slender zombie from the horde lies prone on the asphalt, right hand stretched out and index finger touching ground, a long blood trail behind it. Dead. The log shows a 15 experience prompts during my bouncer check. I relax. As I rise, the wandering horde immediately spots me and rushes roaring. Come on. I leap into the courtyard, wrap my hand in the Tang horizontal sword tightly with a rag, and stand at the entrance. Vera looks helpless beside me. What a willful commander. Meanwhile, with Irina, she moves agilely through Tulo village's road like a faint gray shadow, deliberately controlled speed maintaining a fixed distance from the colossal creature behind her. Meat Mountain's 4-meter body is a moving hill of flesh yet quick, each step trembling the ground. An ordinary person would be frozen, but it has its small eyes fixed on her, closely following the prey it can never touch, especially when she turns to fire. Little damage. Extreme insult. The repeated frustration forces it to stop and shriek again. Where are my teammates? Help me out. But every zombie the shriek attracted has been intercepted in Tulo village, becoming corpses under my blade. After a long shriek, no support comes, and the human ahead stops playfully shooting at its face. It lets out a low roar and drags its body toward her again. She is decisive and turns. She flees. It chases. On for 2 kilometers until a village appears. Meat Mountain closes in, completely unaware that on a tall tower behind the village a poised arrow is aimed at it, until one of its feet steps into the 300-meter range. The arrow whistles out, a burning bolt with flames like a crimson comet, the 2-meter shaft weighing 50 kilograms at 80 meters per second piercing its chest. The kinetic energy plus conical arrowhead instantly hollows the chest. The flames wrap Meat Mountain and burn fiercely, scorching black smoke rising. It shrieks in pain, body trembling, but the area has been cleared, and the call goes unanswered. Irina stays in the village quietly waiting for it to die, the smoke blinding it. 15 seconds later, another crimson trajectory streaks across and finishes it. A simple, deadly plan plus a little insignificant cheat assistance. Within 6 days, the terrifying monster is dead. After death, the flames die and the charred corpse turns to green smoke, leaving behind a box shimmering with silver light. Treasure chest. Irina thinks but does not touch the box, worried about us, and rushes back. In Tulu village, my hand rises and falls, beheading the zombie before me. Corpses piled into a small mountain outside the door. A system prompt sounds, experience plus 100, event triggered, day of extermination. The description telling me Meat Mountain's death has attracted the attention of the zombie mother nest, which has realized human activity in the Tulo village area. And until the nest is cleared, Tulo village will be continuously plagued. I am startled. Irina has succeeded. With Meat Mountain dead, the Tulo village zombies will soon clear. Today's goal perfectly accomplished. Meat Mountain truly is a treasure zombie. 100 experience killed with residents. Alone might have been 200. Plus the zombies it drew and the buffed entry. Without it, I might not have hit level 5. Now it even gives me a mother nest sending experience daily. Why does it suddenly feel a little cute? As for the event, what does Tulu village infestation have to do with my Qingjiang village? The incoming zombies are free experience. The prompt also reveals that there is a connection between the mother nest and the special infected it spawned. Not strong. Meat Mountain died in Qingjiang, but the nest thinks it died in Tulo. Time to end this. I kill one more. The door has few zombies left. The system congratulates me on level 5, with 1 attribute and 1,600 to the next, which implies level 7 needs 2,300. For this point, I choose Spirit. After the bouncer fight, I realized my fitness has improved, but my neural reaction is falling behind, leading to situations where I take hits head-on, which I survive but cannot count on. Balanced development is the true path. Constitution 9, Spirit 7 to 8. Previous Constitution gains came as warm currents. The Spirit gain is a cool sensation that lingers and flows down the spine. The stench from the piles vanishes. Zombies' outstretched hands and Vera's arrows seem to slow. Time on the battlefield drags. Not enhanced eyesight, just my eyes capturing more detail and my brain processing faster. A second later, the illusion ends. I raise the sword and keep killing. I feel lighter and more agile. The change in spirit more intuitive than Constitution, especially the initial coolness. Only adding Constitution would slowly turn me into a sandbag. Seeing the field thinning, I toss the sword and grab the pan to practice blunt weapon. Getting it would let me push to level 5 later. The Rangers stop shooting and exchange looks. Vera massages her forehead and tells the others to protect Commander Shin Rang and shoot only their limbs. I just want skill progress and feel secure with them watching. Only when every zombie has fallen do I stop. No skill prompt. Slight regret. Irina approaches and I ask whether she is alright. She shakes her head, says she is fine, and tells me Meat Mountain dropped the box. I exhale. Meat Mountain is truly a cute and lovable treasure zombie. I look back at the corpses now baking, the smell thickening. Without looting, the corpses do not disappear. Leaving them to rot is not an option. I will have Lu Dan Yang and the cleaners work them another day. The Rangers stand behind me, faces worn. I smile and wave them home. Without a word, we ride back. After releasing Lao Su and the others from the safe room, the residents are in high spirits. To celebrate, Lao Su has AE prepare a lavish feast. Less than a week together, yet fiercely loyal. After eating, I return to my own shelter. The chest dropped by Meat Mountain has been carried back, the scan calling it a silver treasure chest. The material genuine silver integrable into 1 silver ingot. I open it. White light. Something good. 2 blueprints first. Long-handled pointed blade. Regular series. Excellent grade. 4 fine steel ingots. Craftable at level 3 table with handcrafting 3. Sharp melee weapon for stabbing zombies from safe distance. Suited to close combat and defensive lines. At the Tang horizontal swords grade. The sword focuses on offense, the pointed blade on defense and multi-target. I set the blueprint aside. Next is a shelter facility. Doomsday radio set. Normal category excellent grade. A power facility consuming 1 electronic coil, 1 rotor, 1 circuit board, 2 waste plastic, 5 waste metal. Handicraft 3 required, yielding a Doomsday radio and signal enhancement antenna registered as a shelter facility, consuming 1 power per 3 hours, receiving survivor information within 300 kilometers and letting me see all players in range. Each player is at least 100 kilometers apart, and I cannot cross that yet. Online communication only. 2 bosses 2 or 3 kilometers from home keep me indoors anyway. Set aside, 2 items remain. First, a tactical belt, multifunctional tool belt, rule-based excellent, 8 pockets for 8 different gathering tools, stored tools weightless, axe, hammer, pickaxe, hoe, screwdriver, pliers, welding torch, simple water purifier. I strap it on, swipe a hammer over a pocket, the hammer becomes a stream of light, and enters. No weight change. Good stuff. Pity it is not a blueprint, that would have to be rare at minimum. The last is a black vest, excellent tactical vest. Normal category excellent. 5 kilograms, 8 tactical pockets, mixed fibers with metal inserts protecting the core, excellent resistance to penetration and blunt force. A great harvest. Long-handled pointed blade, Doomsday radio blueprint, belt, and vest. Gorilla's bronze had 1 excellent blueprint. My silver has 4 times that. I store the vest in the cabinet, load each gathering tool, and tie the belt on. The pointed blade is for multiple targets, but current rangers favor stealth and synergize better with the sword. The blueprint goes away. Materials for the radio are ample, so I craft it directly. The signal enhancement antenna goes on the roof. Power connects, I turn on the radio. Static. Signal poor. I adjust the frequency and wait. No sound. 1 power supports 3 hours. I leave it aside and open the regional channel. A new column appears. People nearby. 6 people. Only AG Sassam Dulong is familiar, an early trade partner. The radio tags him at 210 kilometers. The other closest is Yumeng Zi at 103.75 kilometers. The name reads two-dimensional. I close the channel. The survivor channel is the real point. It is noon and no signal yet. Must I wait until night? I walk to the table and make training dummies. 20 waste metal and 1 wood. I plan 5. My skills: we are safe 3, gathering 2, construction 2, pistol shooting 3, concentric not maxed, sharp weapon 1, handicraft 3. Excluding module skills, I have 5 trainable. Gathering and construction for Lao Su and the scavengers. Pistol shooting and sharp weapon for me first to 5, then for the scavengers. Rangers cannot acquire other skills. I carry the 5 dummies behind the shelter. The front already crowded with 2 barracks, 3 doomsday cabins, 2 wood houses, 2 crossbow towers. I pick up 1 dummy and the prompt offers 4 skills as target, unchangeable 1 set, so I target all 5 skills across the 5 dummies. Sticking 1 into flat ground, the iron block expands into a dummy with a rod sinking deep behind its back. I step to the sharp weapon dummy. How do I start? I tentatively hit it. Does not hurt. Do not know if it worked. I keep hitting, hold in strength back, and 2 minutes later the prompt comes. Sharp weapon +1. The effect tells me proficiency rises slightly with all sharp weapons. Slight enhancement to reaction speed and vitality. Slight increase in strength. Level up by killing. Who would believe I leveled sharp weapon with my fists? Having proven it, I call Lao Su and the others to start gathering and construction. The pistol shooting dummy is vacant. I let Old Wu use it half an hour later. My sharp weapon has reached 3. The morning of zombie killing did not level it. Half an hour of punching went straight to 3. I wipe sweat and keep training. 2 hours later, sharp weapon hits 5, normal category. Effect raising proficiency slightly across all sharp weapons, enhancing 5% reaction speed and vitality. Raising strength maxed and requiring a qualitative change to continue. The skill glows white and a sheet asks me to select one of 4. Sharpness gives the weapon 20% extra sharpness and toughness. Rebound lets the weapon be thrown and fly back after hitting. Flight speed correlated with physique. Blood drink restores stamina and injuries after a creature kill. Gale forms an airflow layer on my body, enhancing movement distance and attack speed. Note, after one choice the others never appear again, and the next qualitative change can only unlock changes related to the current one. All 4 are powerful. 4 directions: numerical, ranged, sustained, and mobility. I can choose 1 and lose 3. I eliminate. Rebound first. Pistol shooting, and who knows if it qualitatively changes at 5-2. Ranged is covered. Sharpness passed. Blood drink and gale. Sustained or mobility. Blood drink only restores after a kill. A prolonged battle choice, but my subordinates are practically a squad. I support from a safe position and combat endurance is not pressing. Gale boosts mobility and evasion. For me, higher fault tolerance is better. Sharp weapon gale. When holding a sharp weapon, an airflow layer forms, enhancing movement and attack speed. Level up by killing with sharp weapons. I draw the sword and feel thin airflow over my body. Every movement pushed from behind. I try a swing. The blade gleams cold, a whistling rises, and after images trail. When I swing, the airflow accelerates in the swing direction. When I lift, it pushes me in the lift direction. The airflow seems out of my control, only a loyal pusher. I drop the sword and it vanishes. Gale was the right pick. I prepare to train pistol shooting, already at 3 hours to 5 by experience. I check old Wu and frown. 2.5 hours since I arranged his practice. His bar has no pistol shooting entry. At my pace, he should be at least 4. I check Lao Su and the others and frown again. The module residents gathering and construction have not increased. Is it because their grade is too low, or are they simply unable to gain proficiency from cheat dummies? I cannot tell. The high-level rangers have restrictions and cannot acquire skills. I cannot experiment. I let them return to their duties. The beautiful dream of everyone in my shelter being like a dragon shatters. Frustrated, I begin pistol shooting training. Once I recruit high-level residents, I will let them try. There really is a qualitative change.